State Department of Environmental Conservation begging people to stop taking in baby animals that they think have been abandoned. They say that rarely do animal parents abandon their young. They'll keep them hidden from predators places while they're out collecting food. And when you go grab that thing and bring it inside thinking it needs your help, you're actually kidnapping it from that poor mother or father animal. What's the power rankings of animals that people are willing to take in their house?
Well, it's got to be cute.
Okay, so bunnies, hey, that's
Bunny's
an A
number one,
right?
That's your Tom Brady of cute.
But it seems like bird is the most likely to be brought in the house.
Well, there's so many, you're going to have them like, nests, all that stuff.
Right? Like, because I remember multiple birds being brought in by families in my neighborhood. In fact, my sister found a bird just like last summer and brought it in and they tried to nurse it back to health.
How'd that work out?
Well, it brings up the hardest thing.
Yeah.
The flushing of the bird?
Yes, when it dies in your house.
Yeah.
Like, they had a funeral for the bird because the kids became attached to the bird, but the bird only lived for like a week.
Really?
And like, she went out of her way. She went and bought like droplet eyedropper things.
Figured it out,
and like tried to feed it, and the thing still died.
Yeah. Why put yourself through that?
I don't know, man. That's the other problem is when your kids find these animals. Because it's one thing to be like, yeah, I don't care about it.
Go put it back.
But
where'd you find that?
I don't know if parents have the heart to be like, go put it back
well,
with this kid.
And at that point, your kid already did the damage, I guess, of removing it from its home.
Well, but here's the thing. You can't go put it back. Like, didn't we learn that, like, there used to be this belief that if a mother smells a human...
They can handle it,
and that we found out that's not true.
No? I always think it was true. So I can handle a baby animal, put it back, and the mother doesn't smell the human on it.
You should never
handle. And then the mother eats the baby.
No, you should never handle a baby animal. But I thought there was research recently that showed that mothers will still handle the babies even if it's got a human scent.
I thought when you mess with it, the mother's like, screw this.
No, I got it. I don't know how much research you read, like the updated animal research.
It says it could be a myth, yes.
Yeah.
Any other animal facts you need, just come find me.
I bet your frog's another one. People.
Oh,
kids.
yeah.
Not even babies. Just regular frogs.
Yeah. Is it a dick move to steal a frog from outside and raise it as your own?
It's going to die.
Yeah.
The
I
frog,
don't think you can provide a frog with what it needs.
Yeah. A frog's going to croak quick.
Well, yeah, that's what frogs do.
It's going to dry out. You're going to have a dead, dried up frog.
All right, Kimmy, can you Google the rules to keeping a frog inside your house? Because here's the thing, man. If my daughter, when they were younger, found a frog in the yard and wanted to, like, raise it in the house, I think I might let that happen. Isn't it like it's part of being a kid raising a frog for a little while?
I guess.
You don't think so?
But again, it's the shoebox, the holes. It doesn't work.
No,
it's going to get out. You're not going to find it, and somebody's going to suck it up in a vacuum.
Well, I mean, it all ends fine then.
You don't want to know what a sound of a frog getting ingested into a Hoover sounds like.
No, I don't.
I kind of do.
It's gross.
Something like that.
And there's certain frogs, too, that are semi-poisonous.
Not up here.
I think
don't
there
know.
are.
Are there?
I know there are in the south, but
I
I thought there are some up here you shouldn't handle.
I think that they can irritate your skin.
Look, I'm not encouraging people to handle frogs from outside. All I'm saying is I remember every kid. I had a frog at one point that I kept on the porch, and to your point, it got away. But it was outside the whole time, right? Like, it's fun to have your own pet that you find.
Yeah.
Just
but
a frog. There's a billion of them, man. Go read the Old
Testament. There's a billion
Testament.
birds too.
Okay.
A ton of deer.
Well, okay, there's less deer than there are frog.
True.
Right?
True.
They don't have frog hunting season. By the way, we eat frog. Like, it's not.
Well, frog leg.
Yeah, that's frog.
But that's pretty rare.
Now you kind of make me want to go find a frog and raise it as my own.
There you go. Then when they're done, you can eat its legs.
I do remember kids, because there was this creek that ran through multiple neighborhoods. I remember kids capturing tadpoles, and they'd keep them in a bucket in their backyard. And I don't know if those things ever actually developed into frogs, but.
Well, part of the issue with, I think, kids wanting to take animals home comes from school.
Yeah.
Because there's always a unit where you raise some kind of animal and then release it into the wild. Kimmy, what was it for you when you were in elementary school?
We did. There were butterflies.
Okay, we did the butterflies.
I think we might have done tadpoles or something like that at some point.
We had crayfish.
We did crayfish.
A little mud bug.
Yeah, and then my nephew's class just hatched eggs, chickens.
Yeah, we did that too.
And then they just brought him to a farm to say goodbye to him. But I get the educational value of watching these animals, be produced and born, and I get it. But I also understand what it's processing that as a child, where hey, if I take them in, they're having a better situation than I.
Yeah, look at this.
Do you also remember the ones that didn't hatch?
Can I tell you a sad story?
Sure.
Okay. So the butterfly unit, it was in first grade. and everybody, here's how it worked, Tommy. Everybody got their own caterpillar, and you would feed the caterpillar, and you would watch the caterpillar.
What does a caterpillar eat?
Leaves,
All right.
I think.
All right, makes sense.
So it would come in your own individual cup, right? And then eventually the caterpillar would attach itself to the top of this cup, and now it's in its cocoon.
Yeah.
And the teacher would gently remove the top, put it inside a box with like mesh over it, and then they would become butterflies. And then the butterflies would be there, and we would all take them outside. And you could tell whose cocoon was who because we had like colored dots. So you could look in the box and see that's my cocoon. Only one cocoon dislodged and fell to the bottom and died.
Oh.
My caterpillar. And it happened.
Were you telling it jokes? Well, they say if you talk to the animals, it helps.
Talk to the animals. Boots are made for walking. And it happened the day we were supposed to release.
On your release
it's usually
day.
how it goes. Yeah.
So for Monday morning we were going to release them. So Friday everyone checks on the caterpillars. Everything's golden. I get into class. I'm all excited. I look, and all the butterflies are all over the place.
Not
and
pets. You'd think they'd give you like a couple caterpillars just in case.
Backup butterfly.
Yeah.
So
Man.
I'm still not over that. So don't touch baby animals.
Leave nature alone.
There you go. Let's take a break. This seems like a genius idea. Now, it's a genius idea to commit crime, and I'll let Tommy decide. I already know what Tommy. It's not that big a deal. If you just made it all legal, everything would be totally fine.
Oh, it's that kind of stuff.
But here's the thing.
Fun stuff.
Fun depending on who you're talking to.
Fun smuggling.
Tommy, the fact that they were able to catch this person, allegedly, right away.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great for law enforcement. It's also kind of disappointing because, like, if you were this smart to try and pull this off and you can't even do this without getting caught, well, what's left to do?
All right.
We'll get into it next here in the break room on 96.5 WCMF. Necessity is the mother of invention.
Oh, yeah.
And as technology gets better, it can get harder to stop criminals who know how to use it.
Sure.
And it has us dying to know how this person, who seemingly had a bulletproof plan on how to get illegal drugs into the United States, was not only caught, but caught so quickly.
So how did he F it up?
You're hanging out in the break room. Rochester's Classic Rock, 96.5. WCMF, just after 7 o'clock this morning, there was something found late last week in Newark.
Yeah.
That, depending on when it was put there, will change how you may feel about finding it.
Oh.
Because if this was placed there 100 years ago, this is an interesting piece of history.
And that would make sense.
Yeah, okay. If this was placed here a year ago, oh my God.
Yeah, because we should have been looking.
Yeah.
And even if we were, you're the one that found it.
Yeah.
We'll get to it just after 7 o'clock here in the break room on CMF. All right, Tommy, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If you were trying to get drugs over the border from Canada into the U.S., the easiest way, in your opinion, would be?
Well, you'd have to hide it inside the vehicle, deep inside the vehicle.
Okay, so you're saying car.
Hiding place.
But inside the interior panels, stuff like that. How they used to do in the 70s.
Do they not look for that
and
anymore?
they never caught him.
No, I was going to say, didn't we just talk about a man who brought over a ton of pot hidden inside a tractor trailer?
Yeah, but it sounds like he didn't really hide it.
Yeah, he tried to.
You can't hide a ton.
Sure you can.
Where were you packing it?
All up in your... So here's the thing. Taking it by vehicle is super dangerous, super risky. They know what to look for,
But it's the only way you're going to get it over.
Well, that's not true. Someone came up with what they thought was a better idea.
What, horseback?
Boat.
Back in 2022. No, boat's been done. Tommy's down in Miami.
Well,
he knew people that were working getting drugs in via boat.
I'm just thinking of other modes of transportation.
Back in 2022, federal agents say 37-year-old Yong Chen was flying a drone. And there's nothing wrong with flying a drone, Tom.
Oh.
Okay.
Although you may get in some trouble when you're doing it at 1:30 in the morning, flying it over an international border, and you have drugs attached to your drone.
Where was he flying?
So he was in the Youngstown, Ontario, he was in the Niagara-on-the-Lake area trying to fly it over the border into the United States.
You'd almost think that would work because there's really no entry point there.
Well, that's
because you got to go all the way down to the bridge.
It's the sky, man.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. Now, authorities say the man was bringing ecstasy into the United States via the drone.
I wonder how much you could carry in a drone.
A lot, because
it was a big box, right?
Well, I'll put it this way: police say the ecstasy with the drone had a street value of about $110,000 US dollars. So here's the thing. He had someone at a home on the other side of the border, according to authorities, and they flew the drone to this address and dropped it down with the drugs.
Wow.
So it should have worked.
Well,
right to the front door.
I'm sure you're dying to know how this man was caught.
Yeah.
Did you know
that
the U.S. Border Patrol has technology that monitors drones that cross the border?
So they can see like radar?
Yes, they have I don't know what it is, but they have tech that recognizes where the drones come from. They can track and save the flight patterns of the drones. They can identify the start and stopping points of the drone. And if you have personal info saved on that drone, for example, if you name it in some kind of app, they can get all that too.
So they can watch you literally fly this thing over the border.
And they don't even have to know you're about to do it as soon as it goes up. Apparently, they can figure out it's there.
Damn.
And all of this is information this 37-year-old man most likely did not know when he decided this was a good idea. Because it seems like a good idea.
Yeah, I thought it's like a toy. So it's like, who's watching this?
Apparently not.
Because, you would see a kid. So if there's some kid that's up at a park somewhere near the border, they see that going up and down and horsing around with that thing?
Yeah.
Damn.
So I guess my question would be, let's say he gets it, flies it. I'm assuming they didn't catch him till after the fact. What?
So, according to the story, the drone went up at 1:30 a.m.
Yeah, it's also night.
Yeah. By 2:30 a.m., the Border Patrol had the drugs he tried to smuggle, and just minutes later had found him and asked him, "Hey, man, what's going on?"
So they intercepted the drugs then?
But only when it landed at the property where the drone was landing.
So they were just following this whole thing all the way in real time. It's almost like when when the president's sitting in that war room and they're watching overseas some kind of SEAL Team 6 crap.
Sure, that's except with ecstasy.
So it's the same technology?
Well, no, hold on, man.
Well, it kind of sounds like it. There's some situation room where these guys are watching this
I don't think there's 10 guys at a long table in suits watching this drone. It's probably a guy in a computer at the border facilities.
So that's what I was wondering.
Cool.
Had they not gotten there early enough to get the drugs? Like, let's say whoever was supposed to be receiving these gets the drugs, hides them. Mm-hmm. Is that guy still in trouble, though, just for the drone itself?
That's a great question. 252-WCMF, 252-9263, because I know we have a lot of dronies that listen to this show.
Oh, homie dronies?
Homie dromies. What are the rules when it comes to flying something like this over an international border? Because, look, I initially thought like you, Tommy, it's just a toy. I'm sure, like, if a kite goes over an international border, man, we're going to see, right? But then again, I mean, it is federally protected airspace. Mm-hmm. You can't just fly over a border with anything all willy-nilly you want. So maybe there is something that drone pilots have to know about flying over stuff like this.
Because I always thought if you didn't go up very high, who cares? Like, you're not going to hit a plane.
Well, yeah, but then the Border Patrol will be able to see all of that ecstasy on the end of that drone. Right? Like, if you're not up very high, hey, look, there goes that ecstasy.
Well, I figured, like...
You can, like, walk with it.
Let's say you went up 600
foot.
Get with
a fishing net.
Yeah, what if I cast over to the other side?
You're standing there, and it's attached to your pole.
Oh. Man.
What?
Can't catch a break anymore.
Okay, so is it weird that I kind of feel the same way you do, that I'm almost disappointed the guy got caught? Because here's the thing. It's good he got caught.
I'm surprised.
Club drugs.
It must be pretty rare to do something like this, because you would definitely hear about other people attempting it.
I mean,
well, if they got the technology to watch your ass, it sounds like you can't pull a move.
But how would you know that they had that technology until you hear about somebody getting caught?
I would have thought this is a genius play, but then again, it's so simple. I mean, of course the Border Patrol is going to have a way to try and figure this out. Unless this guy just had the worst luck ever and someone was looking at or had this program on when he was doing his thing. 252-WCMF, 252-9263. We're talking about this 37-year-old man just north of us over the border in Canada. He was arrested after police say he flew a drone containing $110,000 worth of ecstasy over the border and landed it at a home just outside of Buffalo. Border Patrol, within the hour, intercepted the drugs. The drone went up at 1:30. By 2:30, they had the drugs on the American side, and just a few minutes later, we're interviewing this man. He's facing 4 felony charges, by the way.
So it sounds like he's going to prison.
Well, yeah, man. I think
drone prison.
What's the difference between regular prison and drone prison?
You'll find out when you get there, son.
I wonder if his plan...
Why does the New York Border Patrol have southern accents?
That's the way it works up in these parts.
Up in these parts?
I wonder if his plan was to fly the drone back, or he was going to go get the drone later. Because
I figured it was like a drop and it just shoots it back.
Yeah, but I would think like the more times you cross, the more chances there is of you getting caught.
Okay, but here's the thing, man. If I'm making 110, if I'm making 6 figures, I'll buy another drone.
That's what I mean. Like, I would think
you
just leave it there.
The way that the story is written, it sounds like they were almost waiting for this thing to like come down where they were. Like they were almost underneath in the car and like.
I mean, they got both parties pretty quick in the middle of the night.
So, by the way, there are also other men attached to this that have pleaded guilty to charges, which is never a good sign.
Wait, there's more people in this particular event?
Involved. I think there were 3 other men in this story that were involved in the whole thing.
Pretty big operation.
You know, the one thing that I can't get over.
What's that?
Like, I don't mean to laugh at this situation, right? But like, this person had to think, like we said, this was a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
And there was no way they were going to get caught. What excuse can you come up with in the moment, an hour after that drone took off, 15 minutes after you know it landed, why you were doing what you were doing? Because like when the Border Patrol agents
at
come
nighttime,
up to you, 1:30 in the morning,
it
hey
all
buddy,
looks suspicious.
How's it going? Like you have to come up with a reason why what you're doing was not illegal. What's that excuse?
While you're flying it in the middle of the night?
Yes. And you know they're going to say we have it, so you know they have what you were flying. You're not just going to come clean. This guy, he's on trial, so he didn't plead guilty.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I was just flying my drone.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's my hobby.
How did my drone get there? I don't know.
1:30 in the morning? Why are you doing it 1:30 in the morning?
I'm practicing night drone.
Oh, really? What was it?
I like a challenge.
A challenge?
And those aren't my drugs.
No?
No.
Well, what happened? How'd they get attached to that?
I have no idea. Once the drone went up, I lost sight of it, so I don't know what happened.
You lost sight? And somebody attached 6 figures worth of drugs.
Somebody else might have got a hold of my drone and put drugs on it. But
how did you not get caught stealing when you were doing it? You were the worst. I didn't do that. I
didn't see anything.
You didn't see nothing?
Yeah.
No, probably because it's nighttime and you were night droning.
Yeah, I couldn't see.
252-WCMF, 252-9263. Again, we're talking about this 37-year-old man who back in 2022, federal agents say flew a drone containing 6 figures, U.S., worth of ecstasy from the Canadian border over to a place just outside of Buffalo. He's now facing 4, I believe, felony charges. He's looking at some serious jail time. I wouldn't have thought ecstasy is a drug you were trying to bring in from Canada. Is it? Because can't you just make ecstasy?
Get it anywhere?
I thought it was made here.
What?
Good old
All of it?
Made in America ecstasy.
Made in America. Ecstasy club drug.
Yeah, to your point.
Fine American technology in them pills.
Is it cheaper in Canada? Like, why? Yeah, why you couldn't find a different source, I guess?
It always amazes me, like, people that are bringing stuff in from Canada. Because, like, going back to that story again, we talked the other day about a semi-truck driver who was arrested for bringing in over 1 ton worth of marijuana from Canada and the United States. And he had told the Border Patrol when he was crossing that he was bringing over waffles.
Yeah.
A truck full of waffles.
Taking them down south.
Why, like, the risk that you're taking in bringing that marijuana over the border, like, that's got to be the riskiest part of the trip.
Yeah.
Why would you not grow it somewhere else in the United States? Like, what am I missing here? 252 WCMF.
So you think they manufacture ecstasy in Canada?
Well, I mean, they obviously brought it over from Canada. You can manufacture it anywhere, but, like, why would you manufacture it in Canada to bring it to the States? Why would you grow that marijuana in Canada?
Because you can grow it. Yeah, to your point.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it grows everywhere. What is going on
Maybe
in
it's
Canada?
cheaper to make ecstasy. Like maybe in Canada? I don't know.
It's cheaper to grow marijuana in Canada? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Everything's more expensive in Canada. Actually,
They
the American,
actually like crazy.
and the American dollar is stronger than the Canadian
Yes.
dollar.
Yeah.
What the hell's
I don't
going
know.
on here? I mean, I don't know.
Doesn't
Look,
make any sense.
I'm no drug kingpin, but it seems to me the less international borders you have to
Yes.
cross with all your drugs, the easier it's going to be for you to make money on them, their drugs.
True.
Right?
Yeah. I'm also thinking, why do you always choose like those? There's got to be more desolate border crossings than that one.
But maybe those are the ones that take the most time.
But Canada is so vast. There's got to be some like smaller areas that'd be easier to get drugs into the country.
If they caught a drone flying over the border in the middle of nowhere, what makes you think they're not going to be able to...
Everybody looking.
Right. What would be the difference?
Like Idaho. Let's say like Idaho. It's very desolate. It's mountainous.
Sure.
Yeah.
Maybe you could zip it in there. Get it in there. Because there
you're
ain't
saying,
nobody
okay,
looking.
gotcha. Yeah, well, then you would have to
The wilderness.
get all the way to out there
Yeah.
to do it.
But at least you don't get pinched at the border. Yeah, you add a little time, but at least you get your drugs in and you're making your money.
All right, I hope all you drug dealers are taking notes on how to successfully do this. I mean, maybe they are doing
Go
it
west,
that way.
my young man. What's your ecstasy? Go west.
No, because there are...
It seems like they would catch a drone anywhere, though, if they have this technology.
Yeah,
but
but
to
maybe
his
they don't
point-
have there's nothing
They
out
would-
there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, think about it. Like,
I mean, we drove through some areas of the west. There is just
Yeah.
nothing.
No, he's right. And I believe there are border crossings that
No
are
comedy.
I believe there are unmanned border crossings at some point
Yeah.
between the U.S. and Canada. Where
Dry Gulch, Wyoming.
No, in fact, I know there are because there's one place where you have to stop and sign
Yeah,
in
you
and
just
out
write
of the
in,
country.
right?
No
Yes, and like
kidding.
they trust
Yeah.
people to like, okay, sign it in and out. There's also areas that are technically in Canada, but the only way to get out of the town is to go through the United States. So they do the honor system of clearing customs. So yeah, you're right.
Like the Dakotas.
But I would also think that they know that those places are like high spots for smuggling things in. So
I was
there
going
has
to say,
to be
do you
some kind of
think that
technology.
I would assume that once Canada legalized marijuana, all that got locked down.
Oh, you mean bringing it over here?
Yeah, like I would think like all those border points you're talking about probably aren't unmanned anymore.
I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of
I
manpower.
mean, it'd be like one guy, middle of
Gary?
the night. You know he's sleeping.
Gordy.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Okay, go ahead. No, but I mean, the funniest part of this, the ecstasy is one thing. Like, that's super illegal, right? But with the marijuana, right? The marijuana starts in a place where it's legal, and it's traveling into a state where it's legal. But this guy got busted for having a ton of it. Now, granted, you're only allowed, what? I don't think a ton is a legal amount to have crossing into the border.
No,
right?
probably not.
But it is funny. Like, if you any amount that you're bringing over an
Yeah.
international border, you can get in serious
right,
trouble.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, you just can't have it on you, period.
Like when I went to that Bills game in Detroit, right? People will go up through Canada. You leave New York where it's legal, drive through Canada where it's legal, pull into Michigan where it's legal. But the two spots along the way, if you get caught, you're in serious federal trouble. So,
Right.
yeah. All right, Tommy. What these people found in Newark late last week that we found out about over the week
Yeah.
is either going to be super interesting or super horrifying.
Well, they're not telling you much, but they used a word that made me think it gave a time period to
Oh.
me.
Really?
Yeah.
But to you.
To me.
To
when
you.
I hear this word, I think I would be like, oh, God.
Oh.
Oh, wait, bad, not good.
Yes.
Oh. Because here's the thing. These folks may have stumbled upon something historical.
Yeah, it could be.
Or they may have stumbled upon something horrifying.
Right.
And we'll get into it next here in the break room on 96.5 WCMF. This could be some interesting piece of local history that these folks stumbled upon.
Yeah.
This could also be some awful tragedy that you just uncovered. Hell, I mean, it might be actually both at the same time. But what one group found just east of us has an investigation going down. And Kimmy, these people would have to hope what they stumbled upon is more in the past than something horrible that just happened.
I don't know if I'd want to know either way. I think I'll just leave that a mystery for myself personally.
You're hanging out in the break room. Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5, WCMF. Super exciting news.
What's that?
Our engineers have gotten to it. They have fixed the live stream. Thank you, Derek, for getting your ass out of bed. Really appreciate it. It is up live right now, the Odyssey app, WCMF.com, YouTube or Twitch, on YouTube and Twitch at the Break Room WCMF. Tommy's outfit is on point today.
Well, thank you.
You look like one of those celebrities that's just trying to be a regular person, like going to get soy milk lattes, or as they're called, oh, bitch. Come take a look at bitch-ass bowling shoes on the live stream this morning at the Break Room WCMF on YouTube and Twitch. All brought to you by our good friends at Three Heads Brewing. Three Heads Brewing, even they think you look like a bitch. Happy Monday, everybody. A story that happened on Thursday that we found out about over the weekend. According to several news sources, a surveying crew in Newark discovered what's being described as skeletal remains while doing their work. So, Tommy, I want to stop right there because you said there was something you saw in the story that led you to believe this was not good.
Well, the one I read on, what was watching the news, they said gruesome. They said gruesome discovery.
Gruesome discovery.
Gruesome discovery, or was the scene described as gruesome?
I think they said gruesome discovery.
Okay. All right, I see what you're saying. That sets it up, paints a
little bit more
picture.
Gross.
Well, I mean,
then, like, you found, like, a rib cage in a field.
Well, either way, I guess anytime you find...
That was the most gruesome way to describe it, man.
I know. No, that was a really, terrible image.
No, that could have been from this 1800s. Sure. It could have been, some guy died in the 30s, in a farming accident. I don't know, but like...
they never looked for him ever again.
Well, that's the whole thing.
Didn't come home for dinner. Well...
But how would you know back then? Like, that guy could have been like a transient guy that came up here to do farm work and died. I don't think anybody was looking for him.
Okay, all right, I understand.
I mean,
wait, he got hurt on the farm, he stumbled away from everybody else, died, and was like, well,
that's what
they
did. It was always polite to not die in front of women. You always wander off to die. But I'm saying, like, there's a million reasons, but when they say gruesome, it sounds more recent to me.
But I guess anytime you'd find a human remains, you could call it gruesome, no matter how old they are, right?
I don't find that gruesome.
Can I take a guess at which station you watched that called it gruesome remains?
Well, I'm not going to name stations.
Since when?
But it's the one in the middle.
Bro, everything's gruesome on 10 NBC. Yeah, gruesome remains.
It's the one that scares you the most.
Good question.
There are times where you're watching and Stacey Pension will just stick her head on the screen and go, Okay, so with the skeletal remains found by the surveying crew in Newark, police were called. They said they processed the scene. All the remains were taken to the Monroe County Medical Examiner's officers for potential identification. And as of now, all we have is that skeletal remains have been found. It's all the information, which is both good and bad for the folks who found them. So I want to ask right off the bat, and the phone number is 252-WCMF, 252-9263. Could either of you emotionally handle stumbling upon what these folks did?
Depends on what it looks like.
It's a skeleton.
They got full-ass skeleton.
Well, I mean, let's say,
You even got all the teeth and it's still smiling.
Bro, here's the thing. If it's got teeth, then it's more, it's probably worse
I don't know, man. Sometimes when you go to the museums, they got them old, like, caveman and still got, like, one tooth in there.
One. If it's got all its teeth, it's recent.
No.
Well, it's Newark.
Yes.
Really?
First of all, it's Newark. Yeah. Nobody's got all their teeth. They still got old Chopper, though. I could open up a tin can with this thing.
Well, Kimmy, no. One, the time. Two, I mean, better dental care through
science.
Oh,
I see what you're saying.
I would think I could handle some. I think I could handle some skeletal remains.
No, you know what really freaked me out is if you saw something and let's say like you touched it. You know what I mean? Trying to figure out what you're. That's when I would be like, I would be really freaked out if I accidentally touched it in some way and then realized, oh my God, this is a human skull or bones, whatever.
Would you cry?
I don't know if I think I'd be too much in shock to cry.
Okay.
But I don't know. Then again, if I found out like the backstory to this, it might make me a little more emotional.
All right, now Tommy, you said that you could handle some skeletal remains.
I like to think so.
What is too many skeletal remains where you'd freak out?
I think full body would be less shocking than just finding a part.
Oh, okay.
But what's the scariest part to find?
The head, the skull,
Would the
right?
skull freak you out the most?
Head number one, but close second, the hand.
Ooh, I get what you're saying.
Like just the hand
Just sticking out.
out like in those horror movies.
You're right. Ooh.
Head and hand.
The hand might be scarier than skull.
Well, because the skull's looking at you.
Well, no, it's not. It doesn't have anything in there. It's just a skull.
Well, it'd be like my ex-wife. It's the same thing.
Ow!
Just dead in there.
Borscht Belt tour this summer, guys. Check out Tommy. She asked me to take her somewhere she'd never been. I took her to the kitchen. Hello. Look, there are several reasons why these skeletal remains that were found in Newark by the surveying crew could have been there. Worst case scenario, you stumbled upon some horrible crime that happened fairly recently. And that is someone that could have lived in or worked in or had loved ones in your area.
You may have seen on the news at some point.
And Kimmy, in a town like Newark, if you lived in that area, it's also not out of the question you would have had some kind of connection to what you found. It's also possible, to the point you guys were making, that those are remains of someone who hasn't been alive for decades, maybe even a century.
Yeah.
And we live in a place where people have lived for a long time. People have been in this area since the late 1600s. We've heard stories in the past of folks in the greater Rochester area discovering burial sites that were just places that people put their loved ones because they lived there at one point.
Yeah.
You know, the ground moves and all of a sudden, here the remains.
There's Grandpa.
Would that still bother you if you found out that was someone that died in the 1850s?
No.
Not at all.
It would
They died
bother
in the 1850s?
Oh.
It would bother you?
That you found their remains? That they were like dug up or
No, but it's
pushed
like
up?
history almost. I mean, it's not like, no, it wouldn't bother me. I mean, that's kind of cool.
It wouldn't bother me if it was, in a park or somewhere where, I don't live. I think it would bother me more if, like, my neighbor was digging something up or we were digging something up in our backyard and found it, because I don't know what else is under there.
It'd be cool. It'd be like finding like a cannonball or something.
Well, no, because a cannonball's not a person.
No, but it's attached to history.
Okay.
So like something like, if you told me like that guy died, and by the way, most of the time when you died back then, it was like disease.
Yeah. Not like today.
No, like you crapped your pants because you drank the water.
What do you think?
Still sad either way, I guess.
That's how people die.
What do you think most people die of today, man? It's not like there's a
Not
rash
the
of people
water.
getting crushed by buses. We lost 45 people getting hit by buses today. Stacey Pension, bah! Okay. I think what popped in my head, and is this disturbing or not? With the idea that we've lived in this, we live in this area that's been settled for a very long time. How many people's backyards, front yards have something like this in it, and you have no idea?
That's what I mean. Like, it would freak me out if I found something like this, even in my neighborhood. If something like this was found, to your point, like, what was this once? Just like a family burial site somewhere?
Well, think about it this way, right? Like, with the exception of like the center of the city of Rochester, you know that church that's right down the street from the Blue Cross Arena? Like, that's one of the first settled areas of Rochester, right? Everything outside of that at one point was farmland.
Yeah.
Right?
So you could stumble across like dead horses and stuff that they just buried.
Okay, dead horse is one thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's not out of the question that there are multiple bodies buried in your yard right now, or your yard, or my yard, or everyone's listening yard.
But you might not even know it at first.
Well, why would you know? Unless you're like digging up a swimming pool.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a dead horse or an ugly person.
I think you would know a horse skeleton versus a human skeleton.
It's almost surprising this doesn't happen more.
Can we pause for 1 sec? I'm sorry. What part of a horse could look like a human
The head.
skeleton? The horse head.
Or a
Of
very
all?
ugly person. Some people got the horse face.
It's got horse face?
Yeah.
Literal
Especially
horse
back
face.
then, man. Everybody had them long, skinny faces because they were starving. Plus the diarrhea
I heard they drank the water. They
drank
crapped
the-
themselves. They crept their face long.
out of the creek. Give you a horse face.
You were saying, Kimmy.
I am surprised, actually, this doesn't happen more. You know what I mean? With people, building homes, to your point, digging up swimming pools, anything like that. Like, does this happen a lot and they just kind of discard everything?
Well, were they surveying for new homes out in Newark? Because that might be. I mean, I don't know what the hell was going on with the story. The details are very thin. We know that they were surveying. We know that they found skeletal remains. We know that the remains were taken to the ME's office to be identified. That's all the information we have right now.
Right. I would always think, like, it's got to be fairly new in my mind because it was back then. Nobody found this thing.
Well, it is
over like 100 years.
Yeah.
But think about this, man. We do find out, like, you very rarely find bear carcasses in the wild. Bears die.
Yeah.
When do you find dead bear?
Well, because they're so deep into the woods, though.
But that's my point, right? And maybe we don't know how deep into the woods this was. I'll use another story from a couple of years ago. You remember that incident? There was a man from the Carolinas. He was driving through Geneseo. He got pulled over just outside of Geneseo. Yeah. He took off and was shooting at the cops.
Right.
He killed himself. Right? But they didn't find his remains, even though they did a massive search throughout the entire area, police, dogs, all that stuff, until the next year when somebody stumbled upon it. And that wasn't that far off the beaten path, man. Okay. Like, I think you underestimate how vast things can be and how hard it is to identify 5 or 6 foot worth of person in that vast area.
I just figured like people had to be walking across it at some point.
Yeah, but maybe you don't notice it, right? I mean,
yeah,
who knows
it could be covered by leaves,
snow,
things like that. Yeah.
Who knows what you walked over in your bowling shoes you're wearing today? I'm just saying. 252-WCMF, 252-9263. We're talking about the skeletal remains found out in Newark by a surveying crew on Thursday. The story broke over the weekend, and we don't know anything about them. These could be 150 years old. These could be a year old, right? Kimmy, could you Google how long it takes for a skeleton to completely... Is it always a skeleton forever?
I don't know. I think it takes a really long time for bones to...
Like completely disintegrate?
That's what I mean. Well, eventually it would have to, right?
I don't know. Them dinosaurs hang out.
Oh, that's a good point. Are our bones made of the same stuff dinosaur bones are made out of?
Yeah, bone.
No, but I don't think that's actually bone. I thought it was like stuff that replaced the bone. Like it's like rocks.
What are you talking about?
No, I'm telling. I don't know if the bone.
Dinosaur bone is probably just a bone like our bone.
No, but I don't think it was like the bone that was inside the dinosaur. I think it's like another material now in place of the bone.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
Says it could take hundreds of years for bones to fully decay.
Okay, so I mean that would eliminate.
Right.
Yeah, so they would still, even the earliest settlers would still be here, right?
He's still a fine American.
We got Facebook messages coming in. You can always get us at WCMF or the Break Room Facebook page. Dave writes us, Duffy is being a bitch. It's not a body, it's skeletal remains. It could have just been a few bones. And even if it was a whole skeleton, it's not a person. It's what's left over from a person.
Yeah, but I've never
it's still a person.
What's the difference?
Unless I'm in a museum, I guess. I've never seen, human bones.
I don't know if I've seen human bones inside a museum.
They have, I think they have like...
When you go to those natural museums, they always have caveman bone.
Right?
Are you sure that's not... I always thought those were like reproductions.
Are they? I don't know. I guess I've never... If that's the case, then I've never seen human bones, which...
I think if you go to like a legit national
out.
museum like in New York or D.C., those are probably real bones.
I don't know, man. Damn bones,
them natural bones.
All right, so for the folks that work on this surveying crew, let's say you're on this surveying crew, the three of us, we're walking through. Do you get a day off from work if you find something like this?
Probably not, man.
Well, how common
I mean,
is
you're
it?
really milking it.
Milking it? You found what might be a body.
Okay. Can we get back to surveying? You had your little bone break.
You just said you would freak out.
Freak out, but it's a day off.
Bro.
I think some people would find this exciting.
Okay.
During their day.
But you'd be so shocked you couldn't work.
I might be that person. I want to get back to the exciting kid. I want to talk about that.
Okay. If it was gruesome, yes.
Okay, can we Google?
Well,
but if it's just like dried out bone.
Can we Google what the definition of gruesome is, please? Because he keeps using gruesome because Berkeley Breen said gruesome into a camera and he got all excited.
I don't know if he said it, but it sounds like a word he would use.
No, but no, I mean like...
Extremely unpleasant and shocking.
You're gruesome. By definition, you're a gruesome person.
Do you need a day off?
Yes, multiple. I think you're trying to play tough guy right now because nobody in that shacket could see human remains and be like, I'm fine, man. No big deal. Check me out. You look like you should be playing acoustic guitar at a Starbucks in Pittsford.
No,
that would be fun.
I call this one Bodies Don't Bother Me. Bodies don't bother me. Check out my shoes. AMF lanes.
Tommy looks
These shoes were made for walking. You were saying, I'm sorry.
He looks like he would, bend down over the body, take off his sunglasses, and say something profound.
He's not witty enough to say anything that would be on the front of a CSI show. Okay, but you were talking about someone that would be excited to find this stuff.
Yeah, I almost wonder if it would go beyond shock and disgust, and people would take a huge interest in it because I've discovered this thing. Now I need to get to the bottom. It becomes more of a mystery or a puzzle you feel like you have to solve.
Would you judge a coworker that got super excited if you all stumbled upon this?
No, because it is an exciting thing.
Okay. Thoughts, Kimmy?
I guess I wouldn't. I don't know. I would be shocked and a little bit disturbed.
Okay.
And I guess to see them have the complete opposite reaction might be a little bit weird.
Well, look, I mean,
everybody's going to whip out their phone.
I'm not taking a picture of that, man.
Yeah, because people don't do that anywhere.
If somebody...
Everybody's whipping out their phone.
I don't know.
And it's contagious. As soon as one person gets it out, everybody gets it out.
But are you sharing that? Like,
somebody's got to be the first to do it, man.
And there's always some... If there's a group of 3, somebody's pulling out their phone. It's just natural.
I mean, look.
And by the way, you may want to do it just, to show your wife when you got home.
Hey, honey, look what I found at work. A dead body. What are you, nuts? Stupid?
You wouldn't want to do that?
You're going to show your wife human remains you found at work.
Yeah. Not gruesome. I mean, if it was like, gutsy stuff, no. But pure dried-ass bone, yeah.
Going back to what Kimmy said about someone getting excited. Look, I mean, the most popular documentaries and podcasts right now are true crime.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So to your point, I don't know if it's inappropriate for someone to be excited. It is just a little weird to have that kind of close personal connection. And
yeah.
Like, ooh, man, it's awesome. You're looking at the bones.
I mean, you're going to talk about it.
Like, there are going to be people examining those bones to see if they can figure out how they died.
Yeah, how the body was laid out.
What if you screwed it up too? Like you picked it up and you screwed
up
where
right.
it was laid out
Yeah.
and you ruined the investigation.
Yeah.
Turns out this body is you. Oh wait, no, your DNA was just on it because you touched it. All right. Well, hopefully soon we find out. And again, hopefully it's some historical thing and not something terrible. The one thing that does suck about stories like this is there are still families that have family members that went missing years ago.
Yeah, sure.
And they never found what happened to them. So every time a story like this shows up, there's always hope that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is nice and cruel at the same time because it's only one family that, if that's even the case, gets to resolve that problem. That being said, there is a restaurant that's been in business over 4 decades.
Wow.
In this town. And being in business over 4 decades as a restaurant in Rochester is unique in itself.
It's a hell of a run.
I promise you've never heard of this place.
What are you talking about?
I promise you've never heard of this place.
It's here in Rochester.
Yes.
It's here in Rochester.
Yes. And it's coming to an end. Its run is coming to an end.
Oh, I hope I know it.
You won't. Because 40 years in business is one thing. 40 years in business in this place is almost unbelievable.
Really?
Because all of you, everyone listening, has walked by this place. Hell, some of you may have even eaten there. And neither of you know it.
Come on, it's impossible.
I'll tell you all about it next here in the break room on 96.5 WCMF. This success story makes very little sense.
Oh.
Tommy, a restaurant going for 40 years is unique.
Crazy run, bud.
A 40-year-old local restaurant you've probably never heard of is even more strange. But to go this long and to have this kind of success, selling pizza out of this place?
But I've never heard of it?
You have probably eaten here at some point in your life.
I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I've been there, but I don't know it.
I know everybody in this room and most people listening to the show have at least walked by it, and you have no idea that it existed until just now. You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock, 96.5, WCMF. Just after 7:45, it is official. The Bills are back. We got a start date. Everything is right in the world. But someone in this room, and I think rightfully is wondering, is what we see this summer what we've become accustomed to seeing this summer?
It's only grown the last few years.
And we'll get to it just after 7:45 here in the break room on CMF. Tommy, you're familiar with this restaurant. You tell me I'm crazy, right? So tell me about Cosimo's Pizza.
Cosimo's?
Tell me about it.
Oh, it's good stuff.
Yeah, where is it?
It's over, by the...
Tell me where it is.
It's over, downtown.
Tell me right now. Yeah? No.
Cosimo's.
Kimmy, tell me about Cosimo's Pizza. Cosimo's Pizza. Tell me about it.
I don't know anything about this pizza, and I know a lot of pizza.
It is the food court pizza place inside the Marketplace Mall.
Okay.
And its last day of operation is Wednesday, May the 23rd.
Wait, was it a Marketplace Mall?
I thought all the malls had Sparrow or however.
No, Henrietta has Cosimo's Pizza. Now, normally, a mall food court stand closing is no big deal. This one, however, this pizza place has been open in Marketplace Mall for 43 years.
So they've seen every version of jeans. Think about that. From Bell to low ride to standard to slim cut and skinny boy jeans.
That is a long run.
Even the mom jean explosion of the early 90s.
They saw it twice.
Yes, they did.
Oh, yeah.
Even more insane, Cosimo's Pizza has been run by the same man, Nicola Icavangelo, the entire time.
What's his name?
Is it
Nicola Icavangelo?
Is this the only Cosimo's location? Is it a chain?
Let me tell you a story, Kimmy. You ready for a crazy story?
I'm ready.
Nicola is an Italian immigrant. He came to the States as a welder back in the 1970s, and as soon as he got here, he got laid off. So he started washing dishes in a pizza place in New York City, and then he moved up here to manage 3 pizza places of his own. One of them is now known as Cosimo's Pizza. That's the one that's in Marketplace Mall. And it opened on the same day as Marketplace Mall, October 7th, 1982.
So that had to be some kick-ass pizza.
Well, yeah.
And you wouldn't think you'd get kick-ass pizza at a food court.
No, you wouldn't.
I mean, you think, like, to your point, you're getting pretty standard mall pizza. I wouldn't think you're getting, like, really good Italian pizza.
Apparently you are.
Damn.
Now, the whole time, Nick has been there. In 1995, he bought the place outright and became the owner. And now, at 69, he has decided it is time to hang it up.
By the way, it's like the American story, right?
100%, man. It's beautiful.
You come over here, they immediately lay you off, and you got to leave.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I've walked by this place a million times.
Well, yeah, I guess we all have.
I'm sure at some point I've gotten a slice of pizza from this guy.
Oh, you? Yeah. 300-pound jean boy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He remembers your wide-ass, baggy-ass jeans. Remember those jeans you wore? They just were straight all the way down to the floor.
Everybody wore those jeans.
Yeah, that was
Bro,
the thing.
You wore denim drapes.
Wasn't that your brother's nickname back in high school? Denim drapes?
You look like the changing room of Conway Twitty.
Kimmy has no idea who that is.
You don't know who Conway
Country
Twitty?
star?
Yeah.
Yeah, what were the odds he wasn't a baron of industry with the name Conway Twitty? He didn't own a railroad.
You could with that name.
Now, look, I'm sure at some point I've gotten a slice of pizza from this guy. I had no idea this place had any kind of history, and I'm sure now, based on your reaction, neither did you.
Like, if I told you my favorite pizza joints over at the mall, you'd laugh.
But here's the thing, man. If this guy's been in business for 43 years,
it had to be kick-ass pizza.
And does that mean people were going to order pizza out of this mall without going to the mall? Like, were people ordering large pies out of Cosimo's Pizza and bringing them home because the pizza was so good?
Yeah.
The only thing I remember people doing with mall food, that was like the cookie place. They did like cookie cakes that I remember people ordering. I don't ever remember people getting anything like catered from the mall or like ordering it and going to pick it up at the mall.
Same. What else would it be? Now, I mean, that's starting to change. Like in Marketplace, for example, the Juan and Maria's empanada shop have opened over there. There's also another, I think there's an Ethiopian place that opened in the food court, which is delicious.
This is a Marketplace?
This is a Marketplace, yes. And those places are starting to open as Nick is hanging it up. And it doesn't sound like business was hurting Nick. It sounds like he's just ready to shut it down.
Bro, he's probably rich. He had a business for 40 years, successful.
Well, it's weird because I heard that from someone else in the break room that, business owners don't make a lot of money, man. You're working in the margins is what a man with no business acumen told me.
The margins are so thin.
So then is he rich or not?
No, he knew how to work the margins.
Did he?
Yeah.
Italian Nick knew how to work the margins?
Oh,
what are you trying to say?
yeah.
I don't even have to do it. Yeah, he's a crook.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're a crook.
It had to be pretty good pizza, only because in this food,
Based on the guy's name.
well, in this food environment, you have everything that you want, right? So you usually, like, if you were going to eat at the food court, like, you'd kind of browse each individual business to see, like, what's speaking to you, and that pizza must have looked good enough to attract people.
Think about
you do that one quick lazy fat lap.
you get out of breath. You pick the place closest to you when you stop.
Yes.
Think about this. This has to be some of the greatest pizza of all time. Because think how successful pizza is in this town.
Yeah.
Right? All the heavy hitters that we have.
But he's from the old country.
He is. But then to operate this location entirely out of a mall for 43 years. And by the way, that's a mall that has undergone massive changes since it opened in 1982. And not for the better when it comes to folks selling food in the food court. All of the franchise restaurants left. There are only a handful of places left to eat. And despite the environment and everything that changed, this guy made it 43 years. Like, I kind of want to go get a piece of pizza before Wednesday to see what it's like. But then again, here's what sucks.
What?
If you go and try this pizza, it's a no-win situation.
Yeah, because if you love it.
Yeah. You could never have it again.
What's the point?
And if it's just so-so, you wasted your time going out of your way to Marketplace Mall to have a piece of pizza.
Yeah.
I don't know. You think Nick's mailing it in the last week anyway? He's fine.
Well, I don't think you want food from a restaurant the last day they're open.
Oh.
I don't know. Lots of people, like restaurants that have been around 30, 40, 50 years.
But I don't know if that's a good idea because it's just what's left. Well, all the good stuff's going to be gone. You're closing.
Unless like they make fresh stuff, and then if you work there, you get to take it home at the end of the the right?
No, but I heard the margins are so thin from the Break Room Business Report here on the Shacket channel. 252-WCMF, 252-9263. Again, we're talking about this amazing story that we just discovered despite the fact that it's 4 decades in the making. Cosimo's Pizza, it has been open in Marketplace Mall since the day the mall opened, 1982, October 7th. It's been open 43 years, and the entire time it's been overseen by a man named Nicola Icavangelo. He is an Italian immigrant. He came to the States to be a welder. He was immediately laid off when he got here. He lived in New York City. He started working washing dishes in a pizza place, moved up here to manage 3 of them. In 1995, he bought that place outright after managing it, became the owner, and now he's decided it's time to hang it up. But a mall pizza place survived 43 years in what might be one of the most competitive pizza markets in America. And neither of you have ever heard of the place.
No.
252-WCMF. Let's talk to Jeremy. Hey, Jeremy. How are you, buddy?
I think the last day at a pizza place is you're pretty fine, right? You have sauce and dough and toppings. It's not like the last day at a TGI Fridays where you're going to have the fish and chips that have been sitting in the bottom of a drawer for 10 days.
That's a good point.
I think you're okay. I am pretty sure that Mr. Iacovangelo owned Luca Pizza in Greasetown Mall when I was a kid.
I believe you are right. Did you see the story in the DNC?
I did not. But it's just I saw his face somewhere, and I'm like, I wonder if that's – I used to call him Luca when I was a kid, a little fat boy wanting his pizza. But, man, that pizza was so flippin' good. And I had no idea that it was the same guy because we never went to Marketplace because we lived near Greece. So there was never a reason to go to Marketplace. But I'm sad to see this guy go, man. That was killer pizza.
It's one of the good ones, man. One of the good ones.
Losing them all.
What are you going to do? You got one Iacovangelo, and you got a Mule to offset it. Yeah.
All right, Jeremy, let me ask you then, since you made this connection, because I think you're right. According to the story in the DNC, I believe it was Luca Pizza that he came up to manage and changed the name in 95 when he took it over in Henrietta. But, Jeremy, you could go get one last slice of that pizza before Wednesday, buddy.
Memories.
I think I may do that.
Attaboy.
Pour out one or however, eat one slice. I'm failing fast. See you, Dix.
No, you pour out a bottle of red, a bottle of white. Whatever kind of mood you're in tonight. We are very musical this morning.
Yes.
That pizza was made for walking.
And that's this little...
I will say, I feel like up until recently, the turnover for like mall food court places was not very high.
No, you're right.
Like for years, for decades, like it was always the same like handful of places that you could expect to go see at a mall food court.
You had 3 standards in every mall.
Yeah.
Taco Bell, Sbarro, Burger King.
And
Yeah.
There's
always a Burger King.
And you always had one Chinese option.
Chinese option, but okay, here's a question. Was that a different Chinese option, or did one Chinese family own all the mall Chinese restaurants?
Kind of hard to know. I don't know. I don't know these people.
I understand you don't know these people. I could have asked the same thing about Sbarro. You wouldn't have said that.
Nah, kind of hard to know.
There was always a Subway in there,
Subway
too.
worked its way in the
Again,
mid-90s.
kind of hard to know.
No, shut up. No, Subway was the late arrival, but you're right. Subway worked its way in. And then, like, we're starting to get out-of-town chains in some of the malls. For example,
What do you got?
Charlie's Philly Cheesesteaks. Is it?
Ooh, that sounds like right up your alley.
Yeah, it's not bad. I've had it before. I'm a Max guy. You know, I try and eat cheesesteak local.
Yeah.
I'm a local cheesesteak guy. Are there any other mall restaurants you guys can remember that had the kind of cult following and staying power that this place had?
No.
Because, like, it's outside of the food court, but critics in the mall in Greece.
Oh, yeah.
And
up until it closed, people were regulars.
I thought I thought it was a different restaurant.
Is it still there?
I thought the restaurant was still there.
What's it called?
Critics? You don't remember Critics in Greece Ridge Mall?
It was like a sit-down restaurant?
Straight up diner. In the middle, it was in the what is now the Burlington Co-Factory wing. Well, they just moved that too. But yeah, down in that area, you could walk in. It's the entrance next to the Barnes & Noble.
It's gyms at the mall now.
Okay. But, like, that place was wildly popular. My grandmother used to take me in there when I was a kid, and it was always packed. The girl I went to high school with worked as a waitress there. And that existed
Stop bragging.
No, I'm just saying, like...
I got an inside track to French fry.
Bro, when you got a French fry plug, you take advantage of that.
So what mall was it in?
In Greece. And the restaurant's still there. I don't know if it's owned by the same people and they just changed the name, but it was Critics for decades,
I don't remember this thing at all.
And can you think of another mall that had a diner in it? And it wasn't even near the food court.
Yeah, you're right. It was in a weird spot.
But that mall was kind of weird to begin with because at one
so
time
long.
it was so long. It was kind of like broken apart.
It was 2 malls at one point.
Yeah.
I remember one of my fondest childhood memories is the first time we went to the new...
When they joined both sections.
Yes. And I remember...
Lincoln was there and they were shaking hands.
Bro, I have vivid memories. I must have been like 10 years old. I'm telling you, man. We went to the mall. It was wintertime.
Yeah.
And they had the glass ceiling, right?
Yeah.
And it was the part of the mall they had just built. And I remember looking up and it was snowing. And I was like, wow, it's like we're outside.
It was
but
very
we're
magical
inside.
at Christmas time.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? God, my life was terrible as a kid.
I don't think you're alone in that. I think it was like something fancy as a kid to go to.
No, there were 2 Hollywood moments I remember having as a kid. It was that moment and when they opened Tinseltown and Gates, like their grand opening at Tinseltown, like they had like spotlights. I was like, wow, we went and saw 101 Dalmatians, a live version.
Red carpet.
Do we count a place like Annie Ann's Pretzels as a mall stalwart?
Yeah.
People love that. Joke.
Yeah.
And that stuff is like crack.
And there's no standalone Annie Ann's Pretzels. You can only get them in the mall. They've been around forever.
And it's such a unique pretzel. I don't know anybody that has a pretzel like that.
When was the last time you had an Annie Ann's pretzel?
Oh, God. So the last time I had an Annie Ann's pretzel was at JFK Airport when one of our coworkers scored a bag of them.
Scored a bag
How do you
of them.
score?
What does that
You bought a
mean?
bag of
You go up and you spend like $50 and you come back with a bag of pretzels. And this particular person was known for doing things like this.
I know you're
And
talking
then we're all just reaching in this bag and God, they were so good.
By the way, that's a close friend because if I had a bag of Annie Ann's pretzels, you ain't getting any pretzel morsel.
Man, we were all packing it on.
And here's the thing, what's interesting about Annie Ann's pretzels, like despite the fact that it's a chain, there's no guarantee that those mall places last forever because we've seen places like Orange Julius, A&W, the Great American Cookie Company. Those all went the way of the dodo.
Yeah.
Annie Ann's has just kept on trucking. Does anyone go to the mall just to get an Annie Ann's pretzel?
I know people that did because that's the only place you could get them.
Is that sad?
No. It's good. It's good pretzel. You can't get that pretzel anywhere else.
Well, they have those. They have the kits. You can make them at home.
It always sucks.
What are you talking about, man?
Like anything you make at home, where you think you're gonna make it like it is there, it always blows.
Now, by the way, we got hot pretzel talk coming.
Hot pretzel talk.
Yeah, we got folks on hold.
Yeah.
Sit tight for me. But Jeff writes us on Instagram. Remember Hot Sam pretzel? Long before Annie Ann's, right in front of the merry-go-round. I do remember me some Hot
Well, this is
Sams.
the ones you had like those little pretzel nuggets you could buy in a
nuggets,
tray.
Man. There was all the nugget section. It's where the cookie company
Nugget
was.
section.
The Hot Sam's became the cookie company.
Okay.
Next to Gloria Jeans.
Gotcha.
Also knew a girl in high school who worked at Gloria Jeans. Got the Oreo milkshake hookup.
Nice.
252 WCMF 252-9263. Again, we're talking about this amazing story, Cosimo's Pizza at the Marketplace Mall in Henrietta. It opened the day the mall opened, October 7th, 1982, and it's been overseen the entire time, the 43 years, by a man named Nick Ike Evangelo, a man from the old country, Italy, came here to be a welder.
With a full head of hair and dreams.
Was laid off the moment he got here.
Yeah.
Started working in New York City, washing dishes in a pizza place. He moved up here to manage some, and in 1995, he bought the place outright. His last day in business will be Wednesday, May 23rd. So if you'd like an opportunity to either get one last slice or try it for the first time, you got today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. 252 WCMF. Let's talk to Tristan. Hello, Tristan.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
Do you remember the Ground Round was in Marketplace Mall?
He's right.
Was it?
That was a good ground round.
And they had that massive
with all
hamburger,
the free
4x4.
popcorn.
I forgot about the ground round.
I watched a kid eat a 4x4 in there. That's 4 patties, 4 cheese, 4 bacon, and a pile of fries.
That sounds awesome. I don't see what the problem is.
He's dead.
Okay.
Oh, one other thing. They actually sell Auntie Annie's pretzels in Target. They're frozen, but what you do is they have little packs of butter that you rub on them afterwards.
That
They're
didn't
actually
sound
not
creepy.
bad.
Now you rub the butter all over your pretzel, and then you push it in your mouth, see? And it's a salty, good, buttery pretzel.
Well, look, man, if you don't feel like going to the mall just for a pretzel, that's a good option.
The frozen ain't going to work.
No,
it's
actually,
like frozen pizza.
Frozen
man.
pretzels work better than you think. I lived on
But
frozen
it ain't
pretzels.
the same.
Okay, man.
That fresh
Yeah,
smell.
not the same as that doughy.
Oh, my
pretzel.
God, they're warm.
I need a 15-year-old kid and a 25-year-old guy who's going nowhere to make me that pretzel.
Yes.
That's what I need. Tristan, thanks for the call, buddy. I appreciate it.
Have a good day, guys.
I take care. Now the ground round. I love the ground
Forgot
round.
about
But that was a
place.
sit-down restaurant.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Like you had to walk through. You had to walk through a special door, even though you're inside.
Yes.
Like that was the weirdest thing with those restaurants that have like
They're
storefronts that you have. It's the mall, man.
The old Captain's Attic.
Yeah.
Remember? You'd walk by and you could smell the fish fry?
Mm-hmm.
Greece also had the Friendlies too. Is that still
they
there?
did have the no,
Man,
Friendly.
they had a lot of food options.
There are no Friendlies in the greater Rochester area anymore.
Oh, okay.
My daughter had a hockey tournament just outside of Albany this year, and they had a Friendlies. And it was open and operating, and I got all excited. And my wife would not let us go to Friendlies.
Why?
I don't know. She didn't grow up with Friendlies.
They always tease you with that ice cream right
yeah,
up
it was
front when
always
you
the
walk
ice
in.
cream. Yeah.
I wanted a Smiley Sundae so bad.
Wait, you want a smiley Sunday?
How are you going to make this work, jackass? Yes, I would like a Smiley Sundae.
Why don't you say something? I'm thinking about getting into the Sunday game.
No kidding. What, you open up a business?
Yeah. Got a little kiosk in the men's room.
No kidding. What's this Sunday Smiley
It's
Sunday
called
business called?
Uncle Tommy's Old Timey Ice Cream Sauce. From Friendlies to your mouth and down your throat.
Shut up.
Well, that's how you eat ice cream.
Stop ruining
It
this.
goes cold down your throat.
Something tells me yours does run cold.
Well, it's ice cream.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Ew.
Well, ask your mom.
I will murder your family, I swear to God.
And that's how you do that joke.
Why are you singing?
I saved you and you know it, not even on purpose. Let's take a break. This place is known for their turkey burgers.
Turkey burger.
Well, as we're talking about food here, I mean, you can't go get one because you're not smart enough or athletic enough to be given access to this cafeteria, but your Buffalo Bills are.
Yeah.
And it is now official. We got a date for it to start and everything, and folks are excited that once again your Buffalo Bills will be back in Rochester at St. John Fisher University.
Okay.
However, someone in this room asked a question, and I think it's a valid question.
What'd I say?
Is what we will see coming up in July what we've become accustomed to?
Oh, you think it's going to change?
Well, Kimmy does. And we'll get into it here next in the break room on 96.5 WCMF. It's official. They're back, baby. We got a date.
Okay.
But what we've come to expect, someone in this room is warning, maybe do not expect this year.
Oh.
Because things have changed, bud.
Okay.
And maybe so has the temperature on this team.
So this is not good?
I don't know. Well, it depends. You're hanging out in the break room. Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5 WCMF. So we found out that the Bills will be returning to camp. At least that was the rumor 2 weeks ago. A scoop gotten by our good buddy from 13 Wham, Mike Catalano. Over the weekend, it became official.
They're back.
Yes. Camp for the Buffalo Bills at St. John Fisher University will kick off on July 24th. The team has not released the full schedule or ticket information. Are you ready to feel old?
Oh, I know.
This is
how many years?
The 25th anniversary of the Bills' first training camp season at Fisher.
Damn.
Now, it's the 23rd year they've been here because the COVID seasons wiped those two out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was 25 years ago this summer they first showed up at Fisher. What the F, man?
I know.
Feels like just yesterday.
I know.
I was getting autographs on the fence from Jonathan Linton.
And your big old summer shorts.
I did have some big ass summer shorts. So, Kimmy, you see this story. Look, folks are excited, right? The Bills are coming back to Fisher, but you have a theory about this.
Well, I'm wondering because I feel like last year when the Bills were coming to town, like the hype for this team was at an all-time high.
We had the superstars.
Yeah. And I think everybody felt like last year was going to be their year. They were going to go on a run, make it to the Super Bowl. Like, that's how high of expectations everybody had because they had come so close the years prior. I'm wondering if, with the way this season has been, will that hype continue to exceed expectations, or are we kind of a little bit on a downward slope here where, it won't be quite as hard to get your hands on a pair of tickets?
You're making the argument that the excitement from fans will not be as high this year at Bills
I'm
training
wondering, compared to what it was last year, especially.
You got rid of all those guys.
Yeah.
All the names.
Well, I mean, you got so.
Outside of Josh, who are you going to go see?
You shed a lot of fan favorites in the offseason.
There were for the first time last year, there were tears in people's eyes when any player would get close to them. Like, there was a girl that was crying over Stephon Diggs. Like, I had never seen that before, where fans were just getting they were overcome with emotion seeing these guys in person.
I get what you're saying, and add to that, there wasn't a major big-name free agent signing in the offseason. Like Von Miller a couple of years ago, where that became a big thing. And I guess you can make the argument that some Bills fans have tempered their expectations for the upcoming season based on the moves. But I will say this, and the phone number is 252-WCMF, 252-9263. Never, ever underestimate the Josh factor.
Okay.
Yeah, but even that
Still
emotion,
number one.
Ever.
You can't keep it up forever.
Ever.
It wanes.
I don't know, man. Oh, look, the Josh factor got the Bills 5 primetime games this upcoming season, Kimmy, despite the fact that you thought they were going to take a major step back in the national media.
But when it comes to camp, yes, Josh is obviously the biggest draw. But I think that what you're looking for out of a training camp practice is seeing multiple superstars in one place, right? Because you're not seeing them in a game. You're really you just want to be close to as many people as you can.
Now, look, I'm not saying you're wrong. I guess it's entirely possible that, camp this year is not as well attended and hard to get into as it was in the past.
And I'm not saying there won't be good players on the field, but these aren't guys that you're used to yet. These aren't guys that have spent time in Buffalo and have a connection to the community yet.
Okay, and that's a valid point as well. But, I mean, when you talk about, like, people being overcome with emotion seeing players, now that has to do with how these guys connect to people, obviously, right? Like, I mean, there's a lot of guys in this roster that are really, really, really good at being their pure selves. And it looks like we got another one of those guys in the wide receiver, Keon Coleman, that we drafted in the second round there. I also think that the NFL just continues to grow.
Yeah.
Right? Because, like, those guys that you see out there, you see on television doing interviews, in commercials all the time. I mean, look, when we went to camp, even with the superstars we had in 2000, when Willis McGahee and Drew Bledsoe and Eric Moulds, those guys, they were great NFL players. The NFL wasn't the dominant force even then that it was right now. I think that any NFL team that shows up.
Okay. Yeah, I mean.
All right, so you're thinking it's going to be fine.
Well, I mean, whether it's packed or not, I don't think it makes a difference.
I think they're still probably going to sell out ticket-wise. I know they're free tickets, but wasn't it hard to get your hands on them if you wanted to last year?
All those East Side moms somehow had connections to get tickets for 5 different days, right? We'd go.
Ladies, get out there. Plenty of guys that want nothing to do with you.
But I wonder if you'll still see, because especially the last few seasons, they've always done stories on people that come from miles away. They'll fly across country to go see the Bills at training camp. Like, will you get those types of stories this year?
I think there's another thing you're not factoring in here.
What's that?
Again, 252 WCMF, we're talking about how the Bills made it official. They will be back at St. John Fisher University. Camp kicks off July 24th, and that's all we know. We don't have a full schedule yet or the ticket information. Going to an NFL game now is ungodly expensive.
Sure.
And we've seen ticket prices the last couple of years exceed $300-$400 for the worst seat in the building and an individual seat for game day. This is the only way that a lot of people can see them up close.
True.
Right? So good or bad, this is your opportunity to take your kids. Because here's the thing, even if you can afford tickets, do you want to take your 6, 7, 8-year-old out to Orchard Park?
Yeah.
Pay $150, best case scenario, for them to sit in a seat where maybe halfway through they get bored or it's too cold or the weather's not great. That's what keeps that thing packed full of people, I think. And, I mean, your kids are off. You need something to do. It's a fun experience.
Kills a day.
Maybe you get lucky and, get a picture with Deion Dawkins or Josh Allen or Dalton Kincaid and get an autograph.
Or a guy that's going to get cut.
I mean, as a kid, I didn't care.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's a uniform.
Yeah, well, I mean, I remember, God, when they were back at Fredonia. I was little when they were doing training camp at Fredonia, and once a year,
Man, that is way the hell out there, man.
Once a year, my dad we would all go out and we would stand along the snow fence because it was just a field and snow fences back then. We had to walk uphill both ways to get there.
That's Fredonia.
But being that little kid, I mean, I knew who Jim was and Thurman and Andre and Bruce, obviously, but anybody that was in that uniform, They look like superheroes.
Yeah.
They're huge human beings.
Yeah.
And they were always so cool, except for Andre Reed, but we've gone over that before. I didn't care. I just wanted to be around it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And my fondest memories are going out and standing on that snow fence and, Howard the House Baylor coming over and signing my
Howard
program.
the House.
You want a funny story? He used to sign his name. He would draw a house and put 75, the number that he wore.
Oh, cute.
That's fun.
Yeah. So my dad, he had a ball, and he goes, "Hey, man, would you mind signing your name?"
On a football.
On a ball. He wrote Howard the House, Howse, Baylor.
Oh.
He still got the ball. That man's a college graduate. And he spelled house, Howse.
Well, he was in a rush.
You bring up being a kid there. One of my favorite things when the players walk over is if I could tell that kid has no idea who it is. So it'll wait for one other kid to start shouting a name, and then they all start shouting the name, whether it's right or wrong.
The most uncomfortable, because we're very fortunate. We have media passes, right? So we can stand on the track there. Well, Kimmy and I can.
What?
Nothing.
What? Go ahead, say.
No, this is fine. No, you're not. I mean, just based on how you dress, they're not too keen on you showing up there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They want my type?
No, they don't. Sir, bowling alley's over there.
Yeah. Had a nice 7-10 split on your mama last night.
When someone, Kimmy, who's going to get cut or, you don't know, comes over and they start signing and then they're like, "Can you tell Josh to come over?" Right?
Oh.
Don't do that to the poor guy.
You get Dawson Knox.
It'll even happen to guys that have been on this roster for a long time. Tyler Matakevich, right? That guy's been on the roster for a while. Special teams contributor.
Yeah.
Can you see if Stephon Diggs will come over? Can you go talk to Stephon Diggs? And they're always gracious about it. But if it's me, man, I don't care if you're 7.
It's got to be a little soul crushing.
Shut up, 7-year-old. You work your whole life. You're an
They'll
elite.
just start saying your number 52. Number 52.
See, that got me excited again. I mean, part of it is having the circus come to town. It's great.
Yeah.
But I do love watching all those kids get so excited to see these people right in front of their face. It makes me warm inside.
Okay.
Why do you make it? Why? Can you have some kind of happiness?
Bro, I've been out there a million times.
You don't. How do you not notice the joy? How do you not take
That's
that in?
That's why, kid.
What?
All right, joy,
What?
kid. Go do your joy over there. You're loud.
At a football practice?
Yeah.
You would,
Go
if you don't
scream
like
over
loud,
there.
you would not like this environment.
Okay.
I know.
Let's take a break. Look, I understand that you're having a rough time this morning.
What?
Look, I'm on your side with this. I want to.
That's why I know I'm screwed.
Why?
No,
I'm ready to defend you. I'm ready to defend you, you dick.
What?
Like, I don't know why people get so sensitive about owning one of these. Because, yes, they paid for it. But you don't need all of it, right?
That's my point.
Okay, so then why is this such a big deal to someone else in your
Well,
house?
it was how I was trying to do.
I still am okay with it.
I was too.
We'll get into what Tommy was caught doing on a neighbor's property.
Yes.
And we'll tell you all about it next here at the Break Room on 96.5 WCMF. Someone in this room is in trouble at home.
Yeah, a little bit.
And look, here's the thing: if someone else caught you doing this, you could be in trouble with the law. Either way, there's a debate to be had. Because although you did not pay for this thing you used, and you were absolutely trespassing, I'm on your side here, man.
All right.
I don't think you hurt anyone by doing what you did.
I don't think so either, but...
You're hanging out in the break room. Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5. WCMF will jump right into it. So why is your wife pissed at you right now, Tommy?
So, house across the street there, the old man, he's not there anymore. So they're cleaning out the joint. No, he's in a nursing home.
Okay.
Yeah, he's old. It's gonna happen to all of us.
It's just the way you put it that left it, to your imagination.
If you're lucky, you get to be old, right?
Amen, brother.
So they're cleaning out the place. So they got the dumpster sitting out front, one of them big ones, like you see like at a construction site.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And the family's in and out. They're cleaning out and collecting and whatever. So I got all this stuff that's hard to throw out.
Can you give me an example?
It's like grill stuff, sharp stuff. We got rid of the old grill.
Okay.
And all the grill accessories. I just don't need them. It's like those grimy crap you just don't use and you never clean right.
Sure.
Yeah.
But they're hard to throw out. So I got like a whole box of it. I've
Okay.
been collecting it for years. So I'm figuring I'll wait till everybody's gone. I'm just going to slide down there and throw it in that dumpster.
So this is a dumpster that they paid to have there, right? Like they paid for the...
Oh, here comes dumpster police.
I'm asking.
No, you're not asking anything. That's
I'm
obviously
just trying-
they paid it. No, it's a homemade dumpster.
You're the one getting
They
so
went and got
upset
their
right now.
corrugated
It was
metal
a
and made it themselves.
It
with
was a simple question.
Is that I'm sure they paid for it. It has a phone number on the side. Yes, it's a dumpster.
Okay.
It's not the family dumpster.
That's Tommy's mom. And if you want to get on somebody's good side, attacking her asking a question is
No,
not
but that's
the
not.
way.
Yes,
that's
yes,
a
they
wife
paid for it,
question.
okay? They
That's
paid
a
for it.
wife question. I'm sure they paid for it.
She is a wife. All right, so what's the problem then?
So I go slide down there and I get cold ass busted.
By the family?
No, because the family's gone. I was cool, man. I waited till the heat to blow over, and that's when I slid down the
That's
drive.
when you know you're doing something wrong, by the way.
And
Waited for everybody to leave before
yes.
I did it.
Well, I'm not gonna walk down there.
Why?
Yeah,
Why?
because I don't want to deal
With
people.
the shame
I don't want to
of using
ask.
this dumpster for free?
I didn't want to walk down there and ask
Okay.
because I didn't know really how to put that.
Okay. Hey, can I use your dumpster?
I know.
Right.
Can I throw something away?
Because then I'm gonna have to like give them money or something. This way I could do it on the free.
So who caught you?
What do you think on me?
Your wife caught you?
My wife and my dog. So the dog.
My dog.
Because, anytime you walk off your property, your dog starts barking.
Sure.
So I turn around, I see the dog, and she's barking. I'm like, shut up.
Oh, your ally has betrayed you.
Yes. And then my wife comes out, and she sees me coming up the drive.
Carrying a big box of stuff.
Yeah. No, the box was empty.
Oh.
It was like a toter. I wasn't
Oh,
gonna throw that out.
there was a toter. I wasn't throwing that away.
Well, it was like a plastic, one of
yeah, you
those.
don't want to lose that gem.
No,
that's $5 you're
container.
going to
Yes.
get back again.
Those storage things.
Yeah, I got you.
No, but
know
if I
what it
put
is.
anything in there, I just want it loose in there, like nobody knows how it got there.
Yeah, no, I hear you, buddy. Yeah, good move. So what'd your wife say?
She wasn't happy.
Why?
She goes, you shouldn't be doing that. She goes, you can get in trouble.
Yeah,
Blah, blah, blah,
it could be super embarrassing. It's one of those embarrassing things to get caught doing because it's just it's stupid and unnecessary.
But it's also so convenient because I don't know how to set this out I can't sit at the curb. It's too sharp. Some kid's gonna hurt themselves. I don't know how to do it. I can't throw it in the toter.
Okay.
It's gonna be loose.
All right.
This was like I solved my problems, man. It had like a rusty knife in there. This worked out great.
Question:
done.
Was the dumpster full? Like, did you push it a little too far, or was it pretty empty where they wouldn't
It was
really
pretty
see
full.
it?
I mean, there were spots, but it was pretty full.
All right, the phone number is 252-WCMF, 252-9263. Is Tommy stealing a neighbor's dumpster a big deal? Because you did steal the
Not
neighbor's dumpster.
stealing a dumpster. I'm stealing space
In
inside
a
a dumpster.
Yeah, no, I mean, it still is stealing by definition.
What are you going to call the dumpster cops?
Those would probably be the cops.
Oh.
Yeah. I wonder if you called the cops for this, would the cops show up?
They're not going to bother, man.
In Pittsford?
The state of this country right now, they got better things to do.
These clowns in Washington? What a bunch of clowns.
Crime's out of control in the streets.
Yeah, I hear people are stealing people's dumpsters. Look, here's the thing, man. 252-WCMF, 252-9263. I'm with you. I don't think this is that big a deal.
But you have to do it when there's nobody around because it makes so
in
much.
that
But
case,
that's
it
what
is a big
makes it
deal.
super
I mean-
sketchy.
Because it makes so much damn noise when you dump metal into a dumpster. It's loud. So even a half full one. So that's why I had to wait till everybody was gone too.
Okay, I would have just asked. Why would you not just
So
ask?
you're gonna schlep all the way down there.
Yeah.
And go hi.
Yeah.
I have a garbage service,
Mm-hmm.
which is great, but I just want to use yours. Why?
No, but I think the explanation you just gave is perfectly appropriate. I got things. I don't want kids to get hurt. Like, I don't know where else to
It's
go
hard
with
to
this
throw
stuff.
out.
Yeah, exactly. Like, would you mind? And then offer money, which they're not going to take. Nobody's going to take money for a cubic foot of a dumpster.
See, I knew the old guy that lived there. Great guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know these people. These are like extended family, out-of-town family.
Okay.
I don't know these people. I'd have to introduce myself. Then my wife comes down. Then the dog. Now we're hanging out.
Okay, but here's the thing.
This was
man.
like it was so that what you described is a 15-minute process minimum.
I understand.
Mine was under a minute.
Look, I would have done what you did too, but I'm saying if any of you, the rest of your neighbors saw you, this is the most embarrassing thing you've ever done.
That's why I was cool till I waited.
No, somebody saw you because you just said it yourself.
100%.
In that neighborhood.
With all the ring cams, you don't think it would be suspicious you walking down the street with a box?
Bro, think about
It's
that.
just across the street.
Do they have a ring cam in their house?
Bro.
Probably.
Guy's 94. Yeah, it's a Polaroid. he's got a ring cam at 90.
I don't know.
I don't think there's many ring cams in my neighborhood, man, because nobody's showing up to these houses.
That's what you think, buddy.
252 WCMF. Kimmy, is what Tommy did, stealing space in a dumpster, a big deal?
I would have said no, but somebody tweeted at us, and I just looked it up. Josh said, Tommy, that is messed up. I spent over $600 to rent one of these dumpsters.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Okay, but I mean, it's
Well,
just...
I'm not spending $600 to throw out some grill crap.
Yeah, but that person, your neighbor probably did.
But here's the thing.
I mean,
me putting it in doesn't change the price of
well,
the dumpster.
but if they can't fit things that they need in there because you
so
put
you
your
take
stuff,
that one box. Oh my God, we can't get the last thing in.
it's possible.
I mean,
They're
old
get
man
a
wave.
jump.
There it is. There was like 4 old man waves in one.
Well, it was jumping.
I
up and
can't
down,
believe
though.
these things are that expensive to rent.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they're huge.
And that's the smaller one.
Well, they got to drop it off. They got to pick it up. They
Yeah.
have a place to put all the stuff.
And
right?
this was their second time in. So
Oh, you didn't say that. Wait a minute.
So they still have more stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. If it's the second time in, that makes you a dick.
Why?
Well, because they already filled up one
Yeah.
dumpster.
I didn't have the opportunity.
You're missing the point.
appear
That's not the
at
point.
when the first dumpster was there, I had no need for the first said dumpster.
No, you're missing the point. If they
I'm
already
getting your point.
if they already filled the dumpster, they may need every inch of that dumpster.
They got a second one. How much they got?
I don't know. Maybe there's a third one coming.
Well, if there's a third one, then who's hurt?
A third one for 1 cubic foot of garbage that you took up. 252 WCMF. Tommy's neighbor is now in a nursing home. They're cleaning out the house to sell it. And there is a dumpster out in front of the house with the person's extended family cleaning stuff out. He waited for them to leave, snuck down the driveway with a bunch of stuff that was, quote, hard to throw away, and dumped it into the dumpster. Was caught by his wife when the dog started barking, and she is now furious. There is a dynamic to this that's unique. Because here's the thing, man. When you have a dumpster in front of your house, Kimmy, I assume this is something your neighbors are going to try and use. Like, if I caught my neighbor doing
like
this...
you wouldn't be shocked.
No,
Yeah.
right?
No, I would say it's a dick move to dump your trash in there, but it's also kind of a dick move to investigate the person that dumped it, right?
Even if I watched him walk up the driveway, I
Yeah.
wouldn't be upset about it. Like, it's fine.
It's garbage.
Yeah, I get it. But here's the thing. Tommy is still relatively new in this neighborhood, at least compared to everyone else who lives there. Because your wife has lived there for decades. What have you been there, like 7 years now?
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay, right. Every wrong thing you do
It's
is a mark on
her.
No, it's a mark on her, not on you.
Mortal sin.
Look at this new guy thinking he can just
cannot erase.
use a dumpster whenever he wants.
Yeah, here comes the short FNG with a big old toter full of rusty knives that he's dumping in this
Not a
thing.
whole bunch of stuff.
No, like
Grimy stuff.
I mean, it's your wife's reputation. That is where I think she's the most upset.
By the way, the guy's gone.
Yeah.
New people are coming in.
Okay, but it's
Clean
not about
slate.
It's not
But your
about
other
them.
neighbors know.
Exactly.
They don't know. I got a weird neighborhood. Yeah, that street I live on, nobody
you mean the private drive?
You guys all look.
You mean the private drive? You want a private drive? I don't want a private drive. I'm stealing dumpsters.
I feel like your neighborhood, you've talked about people who are like nosy neighbors, right? I mean,
Yeah.
they're constantly looking out for these types of things.
But it was Saturday night, cocktail time. Nobody. It was quiet in the neighborhood. Like the timing was like perfect.
Okay.
The mood was set. It was time to pull this caper off.
What'd you learn?
Not much.
There's no such thing as a perfect crime, buddy.
Apparently not.
You just
Because that
proved
dog couldn't keep his mouth shut.
252 WCMF. I see you guys trying to get in. We're talking about Tommy stealing dumpster space from one of his neighbors. Look, I wouldn't have freaked out. I would have helped you with the caper. But once you were caught, there is no excuse you can give your wife. I mean, that's what the
I know,
problem
but
is
I
here.
was called busted.
Okay, but so what?
But I kept saying, hey, we got rid of it.
And it's also one of those things, too, where, like, it's so embarrassing and shameful, even though I'm on your side here. There's nothing you can say to make it better.
No.
Because you look like a giant piece of crap. Because here's the thing. You can't afford to get rid of that stuff. You have the time to go get rid of that
Where
stuff.
do you take it?
Well, I don't know. Like
You got to take it to one of those centers.
Okay.
Where you got to get in line in your car.
Yeah.
Everybody's dumping out their TVs and their paint cans.
No, I hear you, man. It's not like you have the time to do that. I mean, geez, once you get out of here at 9:57.
But you know how it is, man.
You have to be back here again tomorrow, the next day at 5:59. I mean, where would you have the time to do that?
I got no time for garbage. And even if I did, it's just like, it's the worst time spent in a car.
I agree with you, but you're the one person.
What?
You're the one person I know that actually has the time
But I
to
don't
do
want to
it.
do it.
I don't want to. Oh no.
50 feet away.
Oh no.
And there's such a thing like getting rid of something that's a pain in the ass. It just feels so good.
252 WCMF 252-9263. You feel no shame. Like I'm kind of with you here.
Here come the dumpster dicks.
What are you talking about?
Oh, they're there.
How do you know they're not here to defend you?
Yeah, probably not.
A guy named Dog. You think he's on your side, right?
What's his name?
Dog.
Dog.
Dog. D-O-G.
Oh, Doug.
No.
Doug's
No,
what?
Dog. As in, like, here comes a dog.
Oh, yeah, that's what I said. Dog.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
He's on CMF. Hey, Dog. How are you, buddy?
Not too bad. Yourself?
Good. What do you got, man?
Well, I was going to be nice, but since I was called a dumpster dick, you're a cheap bastard. You don't pay for anything. You can't pay for a dumpster. But anyway.
He also can't pay for a house, but that's a whole other story.
Exactly. So you pay the flat rate for the dumpster, all right? You're allowed so many pounds for that dumpster. Once you go over that weight, you pay per pound.
Ooh. I didn't know that. Did you know that? Did you know that?
Oh.
I found that out the hard way.
Being a dumpster dick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, how much is it per pound? Do you remember?
I do not remember.
Because you could be cool and just give them whatever the poundage would be for going over.
What am I supposed to weigh this box?
Well,
on
they
some
will weigh
scale?
it eventually.
And
No,
then, by the
when
way,
they take the dumpster back to wherever you got it from, they put it on a scale.
Oh, we have to pay the back taxes with this money
What if
left
it's
over,
like
but we were
2
exactly
pounds over?
$7 over. We can't. The house has been lost to the bank.
they don't weigh it, man. It's like they fill a dumpster, they take.
No, he's literally explaining to you what he went through when they weighed the dumpster.
Because he overpacked it.
Over fat pack to being a dumpster dick.
Yeah. You are a dumpster dick, man.
Dog, thanks for the call, buddy. Have a good rest of the day. I didn't know that. That
Oh
does
my
make you a
God.
monster.
It does.
How much could it be?
I don't know.
I
How
don't
much?
know. You tell us how heavy
Couple
was
of
that box?
Couple of bucks?
Well, I could carry it, and basically you call me a weakling in fancy boy zip-up boots. It couldn't have weighed
So
much.
let's say it's 5 pounds. Is that fair?
This.
What if they're banging you like an extra $10 a pound?
So what?
$50.
$50.
That's what 10 times 5 is, you idiot.
Are you sure?
No, hold on. Let me do the math. Yes. I'm
I'm
saying
not giving 50. See you in court.
See, you admitted to doing this.
Sue me.
252 WCMF. Let's talk to Christine. Hey, Christine, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah.
She might be on your side, Dick. Why are you attacking
Women
everybody?
are so anti-dumpster.
What does that even mean?
You'll hear in a minute.
Christine, what do you got for us?
Well, Tommy, I do agree. You are, it's all right to do that, but this is also called theft of services.
Ooh.
And if you get caught, yes, because I had a former neighbor that used to take his garbage and take it over to the dumpster that was behind my house. They had apartments. And the police showed up because he was dumping his garbage there. That's called theft of services.
Theft of service.
Oh, that's so
Great.
embarrassing.
If you end up in the
I
Monroe
know.
County Sheriff's
Slam.
Department police report, old man or 8th grader from a distance arrested for
Man, that
putting
joke
garbage.
keeps coming around.
And it belongs in that dumpster. As soon as you can put it in there, we can stop using it again. So, Christine, who called the cops on him?
Who do you
know?
think, Christine?
Well, I don't want you to be in the newspaper, walk of shame when they say, who was arrested this week? So I'm trying to help you. But it was some person that lived in the apartment that called the dumpster people and said, hey, this guy comes over, constantly dumping garbage and boxes in here. And the police did show up, and they did give him a little ride downtown because that's considered a crime.
Wow. Man, if you get cuffed.
That's a waste of cop service.
Do they have cuffs small enough to fit your petite wrist, do you think?
Yeah, they got
Barbie does.
Barbie. Cop Barbie.
Christine, thanks for the call. I really appreciate it. Could you legit be arrested for this?
They have to gather ring cam footage.
It'd be the first TV credit he ever got, Kimmy, if they put him on the news. Berkeley Breen. Old man with terrible hairline arrested in Pittsburgh for gruesome garbage drop.
Berkeley Breen should talk about hairlines. At least I got one.
What the hell did I? What did you? That was my insult, you idiot.
Those Canadian fires started on his head.
What a dick. Why are you taking...
The sky is filled with Berkeley Breen's scalding scalp.
You were taking it out on everybody but yourself.
Yes.
You are
that's what I do.
You're a toddler. You're a child.
Well, I got the shoes and the outfit for it.
252 WCMF. Let's take one more call. Again, if you're just joining us, Tommy was caught by his wife taking stuff that is, quote, hard to throw out down his driveway to a dumpster that was in his neighbor's house across the way. Everyone was gone.
And then I had to go get it.
The dog was barking. That brought Tommy's wife outside, and she caught him, and she's pissed. Look, I'm on your side.
I had to get this stuff out.
Oh, you went back in and got it?
Yes.
Or are you changing the story now because you found out that it's against the law?
I don't know.
Yes.
I'll see you in court.
Oh my God!
I will see you in court.
We have you on tape.
I could possibly have went back in and gotten it.
I would like you to know, anybody that works for the DA's office, if you're listening, Kimmy will be happy to surrender the audio without a warrant. Happy to do it.
Guys, I went back in, took it out. I did not dump it in there.
Turns out I did break
I
the
did
law.
do it.
Let's take one more call. Alan's got the last word on CMF. Hey, Alan, how are you, buddy?
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
So I run a construction company, and we get dumpsters all the time. And just last week, these dicks threw mattresses in the dumpster, taking up all the space in it.
So what'd you do, Alan?
Took a nap.
Well, we go to the dumpster and take it out and throw it back on the next to it on the curb.
Somebody laughing in the background.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's pretty funny having to throw mattresses back on. What I would give. Because, I mean, I don't know what happened. I mean, I heard somewhere in the break room that you went and got that garbage. But let's say it brought it back. But let's say that didn't actually happen. Let's say you're lying under oath into a microphone on FCC Airwaves.
That's not a thing.
Oh, wait. So if you but you're not lying, so it wouldn't be a big deal, right? On American soil. Alan, how funny would it be, Alan? He comes home tomorrow, all his rusty knives and grill equipment back in the driveway.
You couldn't even be mad.
That would be hilarious. If they knew who put it in there, then they should throw it back in the driveway.
They don't know. It could be anybody.
Yeah, thank God nobody listens to this show.
Well, you pay hundreds of dollars for them, and then you show up in the morning and just to have somebody throw their crap in it.
Oh, it's one little thing.
Tell it to the
one
judge.
Little thing. It adds up, Tommy. It all adds up.
How would it add up if it can't add up if it's only one thing? One thing don't add up. I have it be two things add up. One thing don't add up.
Put that on a T-shirt, sell it in the rock shop.
Try to add one.
You can add one to one.
No,
or one to all.
If you only got one, you can't add a one.
Alan, thanks for the call, buddy. Have a good rest of the day, bro. You're gonna get arrested. This is awesome.
I know.
You gotta prove it. That's to prove it.
Of course you get. Prove it. We have you on tape admitting to it.
This shows nobody. That doesn't count. I'm not under oath.
Why would you lie about committing a crime? Because it's not even a crime that's cool. Which is the best part of the story.
Hot. You're like, it's not a crime. I did. Yeah, I did that.
Oh,
I'm not ashamed.
Call the dumpster cops? And, like, of course, if you were going to be arrested and put in cuffs, it would be for a crime as lame as putting garbage in a dumpster you don't own. Let's take a break. Like, this man, he deserves, if the allegations are true, the crime.
Right.
He deserves to be arrested because here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. I understand that these are legal and lots of people have them, but every time we see a story like this, it boggles the mind that someone this old would want one of these and would possess one of these and would be moved to use it in this way if said allegations are true. Yeah. We'll get into it next here in the break room on 96.5 WCMF. This could be a generational thing.
Oh.
This could be a cultural thing. Because if there are people listening to this show who understand why this man did what he's accused of at this age, we're going to need it explained to us.
Oh.
You're hanging out in the break room. Rochester's Classic Rock, 96.5. WCMF will jump right into it. The story comes to us from Batavia. Happened on West Main Street Road.
Ooh.
Quick sidebar.
Yeah.
West Main Street Road?
Yeah.
Did they have too many sign letters left over? You live on West Main Street? No, sir. I live on West Main Street Road.
I believe that's where Country Dong made its original appearance.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
West Main Street Road. Anywho,
Yeah.
a 53-year-old man was arrested after police say he shot a BB gun at another person.
Oh, okay.
Right there on West Main
You
Street.
got, you're
53.
53, you got a BB gun.
It's
And you shot a person.
It's better that way, right?
Well, I mean, but
Well,
look,
yes.
When it comes to better bad case
Yes,
scenario,
that's
yeah,
what I'm
right.
saying.
All right, now, here's the thing.
All right.
We don't know why he allegedly did this.
Oh, my God.
We
Now,
don't
we're
know.
not even in summer yet, Batavia.
This is what happens. You want warmer temperatures earlier, you get stuff like this.
All right.
You
this is
happy?
global warming.
Now, we don't know what the relation, if any, this person may have had to the person they shot. We do know
They're not talking, no.
the 53-year-old man was charged with menacing, and he has a court date in June.
Oh, I might see him in dumpster court.
Here's my question.
Yes.
The phone number is 252-WCMF, 252-9263. In what situation would a 53-year-old man shooting a BB gun at someone not shock you? Is there a situation where that man could be in where he could shoot someone else with a BB gun at 53 years old and you go, yeah, I get it.
Defending his wife's honor.
Okay.
Yeah, it would have to be like a, self-defense kind of situation.
But you have a BB gun on you.
Right. Well, I guess, I don't know.
Well, it's self-defense,
Okay.
but I can
Yeah.
keep coming at you. You could hit me with a bunch
Right.
of
Yeah.
BBs.
Well, I'm
But if you're
thinking more like you
carrying
took
it-
it out to scare the person, and then you
Okay.
realized, oh, crap, like they're not scared of this.
Like, if he wasn't on his own property,
No, we don't. He might have been, but that's still super illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're menacing.
yeah,
So, like in your 50s, you should have gained some wisdom.
you would hope by now.
What isn't appropriate.
Just base wisdom.
Where to speak and let your voice be heard, and when allegedly shooting someone with a BB gun is going to get you in trouble. And
about
the
just
answer to
pulling
that
it-
last one is always.
Yes.
How about just pulling out the BB gun in the first place? Like making that decision.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Here's the thing, Kimmy. Like
Well,
BB
I'm
guns,
stay right there. I'm going to get my BB gun.
but BB guns look like normal guns. A lot of
Yeah.
BB guns
Yeah.
do, right? That's been actually a problem the last couple of years, right? So, I guess it's possible that he wanted to intimidate this person and they
Okay.
weren't intimidated, so then he fired the BB gun. But you still fired a BB gun at 53 years old at somebody.
Yeah, it's
And they
pretty
called your bluff.
It's so sad.
You got arrested.
Yes.
Is this a cultural thing?
What's the culture?
Wait. do you
Well, I
mean?
mean, look, folks that live out in the country hear this story. Maybe they don't bat an eye. Our
I
country.
assume country people got actual guns.
Okay, but again, you don't want to actually shoot somebody because that comes with a whole bunch
True,
of more charges, right?
Yeah.
I mean, could it be that country folks are more protective where they live? Like, this is my property. They decide who should and shouldn't be there?
I will say this: if you grew up in the country as a country kid, you probably fired BB guns at your buddies and did it back and forth,
Okay, but
never got in trouble for it.
okay.
So maybe that culture, that's the only culture I could think of.
But you also probably jumped your bicycles off ramps. You don't see a lot of 53-year-old guys doing that.
True.
Do you think, Kimmy, that people in the country are more protective over their property?
Yeah, I think that's part of the reason you live out with land is you don't want anybody near you,
Encroachment.
right? Like you want your privacy. You want that. You're very specific about, this is my property.
Okay, but on the other hand, folks in the country will make the argument that they're more community-oriented than folks who live in the
But
city
it's
or the
also,
suburbs.
Well-
I'm guessing it's also pretty rare that there is somebody on your property if you're living out that way. So when somebody does show up, you're maybe immediately your guard is up and you're more defensive.
If it's property, if this is just a squabble walking down the street,
Sure. No,
because
you're
it's on Main Street,
Main Street Road.
Main Street Road West.
No, it's
I
Main
don't know.
Main Street Road Avenue.
Oh, Avenue.
No, okay. Look, I'm trying to find the best case scenario
It
for a
sounds like he was-
53-year-old.
Sounds like they knew each other.
Okay, well, no, we know nothing. I literally have a
no idea.
sentence.
No, but I'm just saying. To me, it sounds like they knew each
That's
other.
what you're picturing.
I don't think it's a stranger wandering onto the property. It sounds like they had an issue,
Okay.
and this is what he decided to end it with.
Okay. 252 WCMF, 252-9263. Because we are suburban and city people, Is there something about owning a BB gun as a grown-ass person that we're missing? Using a BB gun as a weapon as a grown-ass person we were missing? Because I'll ask you this, Tommy. If a 50-something friend in your life fired a BB gun at another person, without hearing their side of the story, is that enough to be done with them as a friend?
Oh, absolutely.
So you'd gas that friend?
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah.
Well, I think there are some people that have the BB guns to, scare off animals on their property.
Well, no, but that's not shooting another person.
No, I know, but I'm saying, like, if you're looking for a reason why somebody of that age would have one and be ready to use it.
I mean, if you had kids and it's still in the house, I get it. But if you're using it, if you're an adult and you have an actual purpose in your house for that BB gun, I'm scared.
Well, shooting varmint. I could get trying to, like...
What varmint you need to shoot?
Raccoon, fox, coyote.
Coyote.
I don't want to kill the coyote, but I don't want the coyote around here. Baka! Take that. Why don't you go back to West Main Street Ave South Road?
West Memphis. No, man, I don't want to. I'm BB adult, no.
All right, so
put that on a T-shirt. BB adult, no.
You find out that your buddy, who shot someone with a BB gun in his 50s, he goes, listen,
he's mental.
No, I got to tell you the story. I believe you will I will be vindicated 100% in your eyes. Are you going to listen to that story or no?
But I'd have to sit and listen to it.
Yeah. It's a 5-minute story.
I'd rather get it secondhand. But, all right, I'll sit and listen. But it had to be a pretty goddamn good story.
252-WCMF, 252-9263. A 53-year-old man was arrested after police say he shot a BB gun at another person on West Main Street Road in Batavia. Let's talk to Jim. Hey, Jim. How are you, brother?
Good. How you doing?
Good. What do you got, Jim?
When I was 19 at my parents' house in Phelps, we had really big backyards. And my girlfriend had a BB gun, and we were out target shooting some paper plates, and we were, like... using the side of the pool to steady the gun.
Okay.
And she shot a paper plate, and it went through it right when our neighbor's daughter stepped out from behind her garage.
I shot my neighbor's daughter with a BB gun off the pool is my favorite Ribs Arkansas song.
I think she was around 12 at the time.
Oh, so no, Jim.
And she was over 100 feet away, so I'm sure it didn't even...
So that was a hell of a shot by your girlfriend, Jim.
So I grabbed the gun out of her hand right when the girl looks. So the gun's in my hand.
Okay.
I got 30 days in jail for that, even though my girlfriend admitted to doing it, but the judge didn't believe her.
Wow.
And by the way, what a horrible date. You could have just made out with her, man, and not go to jail.
God.
Couldn't believe it.
So, Jim, was it your neighbor or her neighbor?
Her neighbor.
My neighbor.
Oh, it was your neighbor. So you had to go back home and live next to that family, too.
That was half the problem.
Oh, man. Oh, Jim. All right, so what's the moral of the story?
Days in jail.
Jeez.
Don't date a girl with a BB gun, because it was her BB gun.
There you go.
Yeah, no, that is weird, Jim, that she had a BB gun and you didn't.
And she shot the child.
I never had one growing up. I had real guns. I never had a BB gun. She had a BB gun.
Okay. Jim, thanks for the call.
What a story.
Thanks, buddy. You shot it. Well, I mean, look, it's kind of hard for me to have sympathy for a guy that openly admitted a 12-year-old girl was shot. I mean, the story sucks, but there was a 12-year-old girl that got shot just walking around her backyard, right? How dare she walk there on her property? 252-WCMF. Let's talk to Eddie. Hey, Eddie. How are you, brother?
What's up, guys?
What up?
So, yeah, my dad grew up in downstate Missouri, pretty much close to the Arkansas border, and but he raised us in Chicago. So he always used to hunt, but he thought, all right, well, I got to have something. So he'd have a BB gun. He hated pigeons with a passion. I know this isn't shooting a person, but it's kind of related to your dumpster story. Hated pigeons. In fact, pigeons haven't come back for like 20 years now. So he would occasionally shoot the pigeon and then dump it in the neighbors, in the person right behind us in their compost pile.
What?
Oh, it's a dead bird.
And then periodically, you just hear this like scream, Robert! She was so ticked, but he'd do it at least 3 or 4 times a year. He'd throw a pigeon in the compost pile.
Okay, can I ask a question? And I'm asking sincerely. Pigeons are known to carry disease, like they're like rats with wings.
Yeah, they call them sky rats.
Yeah, okay. Eddie, your dad could have like killed somebody if they were using that compost to like grow stuff, right?
I suppose so.
Oh, I don't know.
Now
Wait,
that
no,
I'm
I don't think a rotting pigeon corpse in a compost could kill you.
Are you sure?
know.
What part of that story sounds gross to you?
I want to find out.
Eddie, oh my God. Do you have a BB gun of your own, or did your dad turn them off you killing pigeons and throwing them in compost heaps?
I actually do, and a couple others, but nothing used for pigeons.
Okay. What do you do with the BB gun then, Eddie?
I use that to start my kids out before I moved into a 22.
Okay. All right. But it's a kid. It's like you're not pulling the BB gun out and pointing it at anybody in the neighborhood.
Well, not yet, but I'm moving to a new neighborhood soon, so we'll see.
All right. Good luck, Eddie.
Make friends.
Can't wait to read about you in the paper, buddy. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it.
I found one at my wife's house.
A BB gun?
Yeah, so when we were, and my wife is
all the
completely
prints wiped off it.
yes. So when we were cleaning out the garage and stuff, I find this rusted old. It looked like a rifle. I go, what is this? She goes, oh, I got it. So because again, the squirrels and the moles and everything. So my stepson was using it to shoot stuff. I don't think he hit a goddamn thing with it. But it just sat there forever.
Way to call your stepson soft, by the way. He ain't got the hands to kill no varmints.
He's that 10-year-old kid. He's going to...
Old soft Pittsburgh boy don't know how to use no BB gun.
You know I'm right, bro.
Not like they do on West Main Street Road out in Batavia.
You know Pittsburgh people ain't got no aim.
There are two stories that I would present to disagree with that.
Oh, that's true.
There ain't no BB guns in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they actually had pretty good aim. You're right. But other than those two, that's all you got.
3. 2 in one story.
Oh, yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break. Moral of the story, don't shoot anybody with a BB gun.
Yes.
Or a real gun.
Yes.
Don't shoot anybody with anything.
Put your guns away.
There you go. Don't take your guns to town, son. Leave your guns at home. I know you guys are like over the moon for this week. You're all excited, right?
I get ready to crap on it.
Well, no, it's too early. First of all,
here we go.
No, I'm telling you, man. Look,
is that too early? This is the new world order, baby.
New world order.
Get used to it.
Look, I'm gonna remind you of this when it's 20 degrees higher. 4 weeks from now, you're like, oh my God, where did this come from? What happened? Oh no, I don't have forethought. It sucks. We'll get into it next. Here in the break room on 96.5 WCMF. so good. This is great because I'm not thinking how this is going to affect us down the road. You guys are so dumb and you piss me off.
Why?
Because, man, as excited as people like you are for what's coming today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, the fact of the matter is, if we're getting this now, this summer is going to be a nightmare.
Yeah, it should be bad.
You're hanging out in the break room. Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5, WCMF. So today in the greater Rochester area, there is a high of 81.
Nice.
Tomorrow, there is a high of 84.
Ooh, boy.
And by Wednesday, we could be diddling 90.
Wow.
That's right. We could have 4 days this week out of 5, Monday through Friday, where we hit 80. If you're in the, and you guys love this, by the way, you are all the way in.
Yeah. What's
right?
not to love it?
It's
You're
great.
dying for the heat. We live in this cold.
I hear you, man. No, it was really bad this year when it was, 45 on Christmas.
At 45, you can't do anything at 45.
Yeah.
Sure you can.
What?
Just dank.
Walk in the mud?
If you're in the 80s in May, what the hell are the dog days of summer going to look like?
We're going to see a few days close to 100 degrees.
We're going over 100. You know that, right?
Well, with the heat index, absolutely.
Okay. No, I'm saying straight up temperature. I'm calling at least one day straight up temperature over 100 degrees this summer. If we're already at diddling 90 in May.
Did we get any of those last year? I don't remember. I don't
know
remember
the last
hitting
time.
100.
When's the last time we went over 100? And we
may have never hit 100.
We've hit 100.
No, we
in
definitely
Rochester.
have.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like straight up temperature. I know we
100.
have. Yeah, 100. Half of 200 off of West Main Street Road Avenue in Batavia. And by the way, like you're all excited for 80 this week. The worst kind of 80 is midweek 80.
Right.
You have to go about your normal work schedule.
Yeah, but you drive with the windows down,
Who drives
open the house.
in 80? I put the AC on with the windows up. You can't drive with the windows down at 80.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
It's fresh. It's refreshing.
Nobody, no.
It's like you're driving in Florida in the 1960s. I roll down my window and I fire up a Chesterfield.
If you got to go to work in 80-degree weather, there's no short options. There's no flip-flop options. You don't have the ability to take life a little bit slower because it's
Eat
hot.
outside in the evening.
I'm not eating
If you're
out.
a smoker, cigar guy,
Okay.
alcohol tastes so much better in the summertime. You got to admit.
Here's what's
Summer drinking beats winter drinking every day.
See,
of the
no,
week.
I like putting on a beer sweater. Like, I like the drinking in the wintertime.
That means you got a problem.
Is that what it means?
Maybe you ought to talk to somebody.
And here's the thing, man. If you smoke cigars in 90-degree heat, it's great because you just take it out and it bursts into flames immediately.
Auto light.
Look, even if you like the heat, most people, you withstanding.
Well, yeah, because you're busted gland boy. You sweat all the time, man.
I'm a normal person.
No, you sweat. Just like Kimmy's old man.
Yeah,
Y'all
another
got them
normal
big boy
person.
glands, and they is roasting your pits.
Bro, you're built half the size of a normal man.
Yeah. But here's the other thing. Like,
You're like a circus freak.
but I'm built for this weather.
Yeah, I don't.
Like, I don't get like my balls feel comfortable in warm weather.
Why did you just
You
look
could
me
just
right in the
tell-
eye when you said that? You just
Because I
stopped.
know when you guys your size, you get uncomfortable with your balls.
Yeah.
and your,
No, the balls-
and your weenuses,
The
and
balls
your
suck,
pittises.
and I'm at an age where my balls are starting to drop. Right?
Yeah.
So now I got sweaty sack like down in parts of my leg I didn't know existed before.
Gross. So by the
Hey,
way,
say gross all you want. Your husband, it's on your way for your husband
Yeah,
too.
I know. He's a sweaty man, I
No, the
understand.
saggy sack train is pulling into Kibby Station soon.
Get on the saggy sag.
Sack train.
so
People around the world smell your balls.
What are you talking about?
They
How-
stink so bad.
how bad is it?
Summer sweaty stank balls.
You were saying, Kibby?
the last time Rochester, New York had a hit 100 or higher was 1953.
So
There has
we've
not
never-
been.
1953.
It has not gone over or reached 100 degrees since then.
She says 1953, and he starts a sentence with "so we've never."
Oh, it's in modern history.
But 1953 is modern history.
Modern history with the black and white TV ain't modern
What's
history.
modern history in your definition?
Post Nixon.
So you were born after modern history or
Well,
before
you
modern
say I
history?
look it. Can't have it both ways, buddy.
Bro, this sucks and it sucks hard. And us hitting 90 on Wednesday.
But this is going to be the new world order, man. They say it's going to keep getting hot. They say in 50 years we'll have the same climate and educational system as Southern Florida.
Is that a good thing?
Yes.
No, it's not. You
Florida
idiot.
Georgia Line, man. They got them good country tunes.
If it meant to be, it'll be. You're all going to die.
I won't be around for it.
I don't even care about 50 years from now. I care about now. I care about having to walk around in this brutal-ass heat, and it sucks that you people cheer for it because mark my words, buddy.
What's that?
With us potentially hitting 84 days this week, potentially 90 on Wednesday, when we get into July and August, and those furnace temperatures show up, and you guys even utter into a microphone the sentence of, oh, it's hot outside. I'm going to punch you. You get no sympathy. None sympathy. You
By the way, you don't
it
get that from us.
Put a pool in your yard.
I don't want a pool.
You have the
Why?
perfect pool yard.
I don't want a pool.
You do. You have and you had a neighbor with a pool. You could be pool bros.
I'm not doing a pool.
Pool bros.
Wait, first of all, you guys just want me to get a pool because you think I'll let you come over and use the pool.
Well,
No.
you're not going to use it.
I'm not using it. Maybe I'll get a pool and not use it, and then let you use it. No Tommies allowed.
And you
Do your
can't chintz. You got to go in ground.
I'm not doing a pool.
Have your kids begged you for a pool? Because I remember that growing up. Like all I wanted was a pool.
Yeah. No, I'm not doing a pool. We have a community pool around the corner.
Community pool's all right.
It's like $10 a summer. We pay for that. It's great.
I'm surprised you're not outnumbered in your home. 3-1.
Yeah,
Let's get a pool.
You know, my kids don't have a checkbook.
Well, your wife does.
Yeah, but I hide it. I'm not. Pool is way too much work for what you get out of the pool. Plus, I don't even like going in the pool. I have air conditioning. It's called pool.
What? My husband's the same way. Like for sweaty guys, I don't know how you don't live in the pool in the summer. Like he'll get in and he's bored and he wants to get. I'm like, how are you not a pool guy?
No,
I feel like this is the ultimate summer activity for you.
No, exactly what you said. As a grown person, what do you do in the pool?
So my brother lived on the Cape. He had a pool.
Yeah,
really nice.
So he lived on Cape Cod and also had a pool.
And had a pool.
What a douchebag.
And he was fancy rich guy, right?
Yeah.
So he had all the cool stuff around it, right? But they had like the floating little bar. Yeah. And like noon, he was retired, right? So happy snappy time started around noon, and they would cocktail, sit at the pool, hang out, listen to Sinatra. It was like paradise.
Yeah, no, nothing says paradise like listening to Sinatra at 90-degree weather.
But you're in a pool, so you're up to your neck in your pool. You got your cocktail.
You're just standing
It's
there.
refreshing.
Maybe a little tokey toke. Have a nice time. Ooh, getting high in a pool.
That seems dangerous.
Yeah.
It's not. You drink by a pool.
Also dangerous.
Also, yeah.
It's not dangerous. What are they? They would not make official floating bar toys if it was dangerous to drink near open water.
Kimmy, going back to what you said with your husband getting bored in the pool. As a grown person, what do you do in a pool other than stand in the pool?
Well, I just think like you'd want to hang out in a pool. It
Why?
keeps you nice and cool.
Yeah, you're
not
almost kinda like floating
You're not
around.
sitting there sweating and miserable.
No,
Right.
but here's the other thing. Once you're in the pool for like 5 minutes, the pool is no longer refreshing. It's just the same temperature as the air.
No,
Still feels
Yes.
nice.
It just cool your body down.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Now it's exactly
Well, unless your
the
pool's
same.
98 degrees, no, it's gonna cool you down.
It eventually gets to 98 degrees because it's so goddamn hot outside. I don't want to hear because it's gonna happen. You guys every year you go, oh, I'm not gonna complain about the heat, and there's always a handful of days where you're like, oh, it's too hot outside. Don't you dare look me in the face at all this summer with 90 in May and go, oh no, it's too hot. You're gonna say it on Wednesday. I know it. Because I know you got jackets, shackets you still want to wear, and guess what? Shacket season's over, bitch.
Yeah, but I have thinner summer jackets.
Why would you wear a summer jacket in 90 degrees?
Well, because it completes the outfit. What?
Okay. It's time to do a thought exercise.
Oh, I hate these. They go like equations and crap.
No. It's not an equation. It's very simple, right? Richer, smarter, more attractive. Something we'd all like to be.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Right? Like if you were to boil down the three things that you want the most, they may be richer, smarter, more attractive.
And nobody gets all three.
Exactly. But here's the thing. What if I told you, Tommy, I could instantly make you richer, smarter, or more attractive?
I get to pick one?
You can pick one.
Oh.
And we have a number of those things you will be. It's something that has people bent over backwards trying to figure out which would benefit you the most because it may not be as easy as you think. You say money rules the world, right?
It does.
But richer or rich, more attractive?
Okay.
Does that make you attractive?
Mm-hmm.
Does you being smarter make you smart? I'll explain what I mean.
Right.
And we'll do it next here in the break room on 96.5 WCMF. You have an idea of what your perfect life would be.
Sure.
And what it would take to get that perfect life. More money?
Ooh.
A more intelligent you?
Hey.
Maybe being better looking, Tommy. We'd all like to be smarter, richer, more attractive. But if you were only able to choose one, you're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5, WCMF, just after 9:30 yesterday. I cannot believe you did not know, one, this was in town, and two, that you didn't rush to the airport right away to go get a glimpse at it.
What was here?
You're going to be so mad. You're
At the
gonna be
airport?
so mad that you were not there. Because, Kimmy, this is old guy crap.
Well, I think
What flew in?
you seem like you always have like a weird amount of knowledge of these things for a guy that claims to not be this guy.
And here's the thing, Kimmy, it feels like seeing this in person is even more rare than the one that everyone knows.
Yeah, I think so.
Right?
They made it sound that way.
We'll tell you what was at the airport yesterday. And, oh, shit, Tommy's going to be there. You get to do old man thing. Just after 9:30 here in the break room on CMF. A recent study decided to get to the bottom of what we all think could be our ticket to happiness.
Yeah.
And here is the question. Are you ready? Would you rather be 5 times smarter, 5 times richer, or 5 times more attractive? Now, you could choose only one, and then instantly, boom, in that one area of your life, you are 5 times better than you were before. Now, I want you to really think about what would make your life better, because the one that seems like the slam dunk may be the worst choice.
Really?
All right. The phone number is 252-WCMF, 252-9263. Would you rather be 5 times smarter, 5 times richer, or 5 times more attractive? Tommy Muley.
You go green or go home, baby.
Oh, you go 5 times richer.
Yeah, because that solves everything.
Okay. Kimmy?
I know this is probably the dumb choice and the obvious choice, but a smart man once said, "Take the money.
Thank you.
With
Get
voices
that
like
green.
that-
Put it in the till."
Yeah.
Okay. I just said the obvious one is the stupidest
know.
choice.
But they're wrong.
But it would make me
stupid.
happy.
No, I'm saying it's the stupidest choice.
Why?
All right, because it doesn't make you rich. It makes you 5 times richer.
Yeah, but that would be nice.
Okay.
Can we imagine somebody walked in today and say, I'm gonna give you 5 times your salary. You're gonna be in pretty good shape.
No.
And I would think,
5
okay,
times
It says
richer.
5 times richer.
Yeah.
What you have.
Yeah.
5 times
Double
richer.
it by 5.
Double it by what?
5 times richer.
the other two things could help
You rich.
make you more wealthy, but
But
there's
that-
no
that-
guarantee.
Right. How many people you think that are smart, they ain't rich?
All right.
How many attractive people busted?
What?
And by the way, attractive people don't have money.
You should have, first of all, you should have chose smarter, like immediately
gonna
based
say
on how you're
busted.
talking.
No, I'm telling you right now, man. Smart don't get you anywhere.
Oh my God.
It don't.
How do
And by the
you-
way,
how
if
do
you're
you-
rich, people will just agree with you because you're rich.
Okay.
And they'll like you
All
because
right.
you're rich.
Here's how dumb you are. You won't even let me explain how stupid you are in choosing
and
money.
when you got money, people will find you.
Okay. Money does you no good.
Really tell it to the
Well-
bank.
Because what's 5 times a small amount? Now, let's keep in mind.
More than I have now.
But let's keep in
Times
mind.
5.
The majority of Americans don't have $500 cash in case of emergency, right?
Yeah.
So if you have $200 in your bank account and I make you 5 times richer, congratulations on that $1,000 for the rest of your life.
What about my salary?
I don't think your salary is multiplied times 5. It says 5 times richer. What
Well,
you
that's my
have.
salary.
No. It's what you have. 5 times richer.
So you're gonna
5 times smarter.
Multiply my bank account.
by 5.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine with me.
But that's what you get for the rest of your life. You would rather have
No, but
5.
that'll grow. You're not going to just sit there. It'll
Bro,
grow.
how much
But
is
if
in your bank account where it's going to be worth growing?
Compound interest, baby.
You don't
even
even
if
know
you-
what that means.
Sure don't, baby.
But even
That's
if,
how you make money.
even if you pick being more attractive, like that's gonna fade too.
Right,
You're,
you're gonna get old and ugly. Look at me.
You'll
Look
be
at
a
my face.
good-looking
No, you were
older
never
person.
attractive. You were young and ugly. You're old and uglier. You were saying
And smart, you made it. Smart people also do dumb crap.
Well, there's
You know, NASA
Hold on,
blew
can
up a couple of rockets.
Can I read you back the quote? You be smart. You smart people. Smart people can be dumb as crap.
Yes.
smart people can also pursue something that doesn't necessarily make you any money.
Yeah, look at all them college graduates. They're all screaming now.
Just because you graduate from college doesn't make you smart.
Well, it sure didn't help some of the people.
252 WCMF. Would you rather be 5 times smarter, 5 times richer, or 5 times more attractive? You want smarter. Smarter. Something to think about here.
It's not even attractive.
You don't think being smart's attractive?
Do you ever come out, oh man, I banged this super smart girl last night.
So you don't think being smart's attractive?
I don't think it's the first thing you're attracted.
So your wife's not smart?
I don't think it's the first thing you're attracted to.
Well,
I think
no,
the first thing you're attracted to is how they look.
No, you just said smart.
I would
doesn't
take
make
looks
you...
first.
Okay, so I asked you a question.
She's smart, but that's not the first thing I noticed because I looked at her before I talked to her.
Hey, guess who's living in that dumpster?
So you found your wife smart before you found her attractive.
I did.
Baloney.
Because I find being intelligent attractive.
You didn't talk to her. You looked at her first.
Damn, she
in
looks
his
smart.
defense, you don't know right
look
away.
Look how smart that ass looks.
He's sitting there at a blackboard working out equations at the bar.
Damn, girl, it's the smartest ass I've ever seen in my life.
Unless like you meet the person where they're working or what they do, like knowing what they do for a living. How would you know they were smart right away?
No, there are people.
The first thing your eyes do is register that before anything else.
Okay, all right. So then it's attractive then.
I would think, but attractive doesn't get you anywhere.
All right, so let's break it down. So you say you guys make the argument that 5 times your bank account would be great for the rest of your life.
I'm taking the money.
But
I'm locking up the green.
All right. I think the argument here is that being 5 times more attractive might be the best play. Life.
So you're saying looks.
Look, good-looking people.
But maybe does it depend on what age you're choosing that too?
Well,
because
and it's also 5 times more attractive. Like even Tommy 5 times more attractive is still ugly as sin. He's the most attractive ugly man in America. The tallest short boy.
Like if you're a younger person just starting out, that's going to help you more than somebody who's, middle-aged and already well into their career.
Yeah, what would good looking do for me at my age?
Yeah.
Nothing. What would smart do at my age? Nothing.
What are you talking about?
I need money. At the end of my life, I need money just to pay for my goddamn coffee.
No, I understand.
And my diapers.
You being smart would make you better with the money that you have.
Ooh, good point. That's a good point.
Too late.
It would also make you make better decisions when it comes to how you're taking care of yourself towards the end of your life.
It's too late.
It's not too late. It's never too late. It's never too late.
It is too
late.
late.
There's no easy way out. There's no shortcut home.
I'm at that point. Let nature deal with it.
Just dig a hole and fall into it?
It's fine with me, man. I'm not going to know the difference.
Oh, my God. 252 WCMF, 252-9263. You get one choice. You can be 5 times more rich, 5 times more attractive, or 5 times smarter. And when it comes to what America decided to do, we're going to tell you in a sec. But folks have been waiting on hold. Let's talk to Eric. Hey, Eric. How are you, brother?
Good morning, folks. Good morning, Kimmy. Good morning, Duffy. Good morning, Tommy. I want to be smarter because smarter will take care of everything else.
So how old are you, Eric?
I am 32.
All right, 32 years old. Is that young enough where smarter Tommy would take care of other things?
Yeah, but he's probably done so much dumb damage. I don't know if he can fix it at this point.
It's called dumbage.
Oh, he's got a lot of dumbage?
Jesus.
All right, Eric.
I could invent something that would make me money.
No, Eric. Name an Eric that ever invented anything. Nobody. You can't name one famous Eric that invented something.
Eric Armstrong. He invented the spaceship his brother went up in.
The first one that blew up? Yeah, I think this was Eric's word. There's no famous Eric that's smart.
All right, Eric, what do you do for a living, buddy?
I work in healthcare.
Okay, you work in healthcare. Now. Okay, all right. So you're surrounded by a lot of smart people.
Dumb Eric. Dumb Eric.
Smart people. A lot of my coworkers leave a little bit to be desired, but I do work with some smart people.
All right, well, yeah, I mean, we all run the gamut here. I mean, you're the one calling a radio show at 9:19 in the morning. Let's not break eggs making an omelet here, Eric. All right, but all right, if you could pick one as far as not what would make you the most successful, but what you would want for yourself, would it still be 5 times smarter?
I'd say probably still yes, because I would want to use that intelligence to like learn new languages.
What language you gonna learn?
That wasn't a language you just said.
What
that
language
does not exist.
Tell me what language you're gonna be learning.
Not for you. It's for me. I want to learn new languages.
What do you want to
learn? Anything I possibly can.
First language you want to go for?
Probably Mandarin.
Mandarin. What are you gonna talk to an orange?
What?
Mandarin.
No, but
how many Chinese people you run into on a daily basis? Every Chinese person I know speaks English.
Rochester, if I'm 5 times smarter, I'm going to be a world traveler.
Oh, look at me. I'm American Hong Kong talking to oranges.
These are all the things you want to do, by the way.
He's too stupid to realize he needs to be 5 times smarter.
Most of these people, everybody speaks English anyway.
Eric is self-aware. Well, that's the question, though. And I have one more question to figure out how
Mandarin Eric.
By the way, Mandarin is like the second most popular language.
Yeah,
in
because
the
it's a billion
Chinese
people.
No, but he's
It's
right.
not because they like chose it. Like when you walk around China, oh, you want Mandarin, you want other Chinese language.
Eric.
I hear English very popular in the United States.
What's your question, Duffy?
All right, Eric. So you could have chosen most attractive. You didn't go with most attractive. Is it because you already think you're attractive enough?
I think that I'm about dead average, and I'm completely fine with being dead average my entire life.
All right, Eric.
In terms,
Eric, I got some.
Bucktooth Eric over here. I'm fine. I'm gonna go beat Mandarin
I don't need
Chinese.
to be attractive for my own self-worth.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
go eat
care
Chinese
how
oranges.
I look to a certain degree.
All right, Eric. And here's the thing, and that's a great way to. That's a great take, man. That's really good.
It all makes sense.
You do realize
Great guy.
that if you think you're average, you're below average.
Oh, sure.
If you think you're attractive, you're ugly.
Okay.
If you think you're really good looking, you're average. And then I don't know, no super attractive person other than my wife and your wife.
Cool. I don't plan to reproduce, so I'm not worried about that.
Okay, you're not going to burden your children with your
Well,
ugly
you're not
face.
gonna go
That's
there-
what you're saying.
No, I don't have kids. I don't want kids.
Okay.
I'm all set.
All right. All right, well, I think that's, look, he defended his choice very well.
Bilingual Eric
Yeah.
with no child.
He could be trilingual, quadlingual, quinlingual if we wanted to be.
Septilingual, perfect.
They don't have that many languages.
Eric, thanks for the call, buddy. Have a good rest of the day. I think the kid made a great point. I would choose smarter. If you're asking, I would choose smarter. I'm going 5 times smarter.
By the way, smart people are just boring. You're just going to be some bore.
Okay, fine.
Oh, do you know how to say that in Mandarin?
I do wonder if you were
Is that
instantly.
Mandarin you just did?
I don't know.
Is that why I can't understand? Have you been speaking Mandarin this whole time you're doing
Yes.
the show?
Very fluent
You
Mandarin.
bring up a great point because
Who did?
if you were instantly 5 times smarter, it just doesn't matter who brought it up. If you were instantly 5 times smarter, that would affect all of your friendships and relationships.
Goodbye.
I
They
don't
hate
know.
you.
I honestly don't know if you would be able to have like a normal conversation with most people you associate with if you are smarter than the room.
Because you just be some
Heel.
smug jerk.
Here's the thing, but you're right. You make a valid point, Kimmy. But I think 5 times any of these things changes your relationship with anybody, right? Because
I guess.
someone let's say you were handed $1 million, your
Yeah.
relationships change immediately. And if you were 5 times more attractive, you don't think that's going to affect the relationship you're in right now, the circles that you hang with, the people that are
Not
willing
as
to talk
much
to you.
as your day to day with being smart.
Hey, I'd like to present to you every woman we know that got breast implants that were married to our buddies who then left them immediately. And that's not 5 times more attractive. That's just a nice pair of nipples.
Yeah, true. Nice rack.
What would change your life more? Would it be smarter, attractive, or 5 times more wealthy?
Well, the money would be immediate.
Yeah.
Would be
But
an
again-
immediate
But we're
change.
talking about
But
your
again-
interaction with other people.
Mm-hmm.
And if you only have $1,000 in your bank account, which is, again, way more than the average American does, you have $5,000. So maybe that doesn't affect you as much,
Yeah.
right? But I would make the argument that 5 times more attractive and 5 times smarter would have the equal change to everyone you know.
Well, which one would make you feel better, like emotionally? Being smarter or being more attractive?
So there have been studies done that show smarter people are less happy than the average person.
Because they're overthinking.
Well, I don't know. Who knows why? And who knows if that study's true? It was done by smart
Because
people.
you ain't, what ignorant is like not is makes you happy.
Well, those studies were also done by smart people, so maybe they just want us to feel bad for them.
But if you feel good, if you like how you look, you got more confidence.
You're right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
maybe that gets you farther in life.
That's probably going to make you feel the best
confidence.
right away.
Yeah, because like
You
let's
got a
see,
little charisma.
charisma high. Is that single charisma?
Charisma. What is it called?
You got charisma? No, I have charisma. Yeah, charisma. You said charisma. Like you
Same
were speaking,
thing.
like you were speaking Mandarin.
Maybe that's how they say it over there.
So when it comes to the poll, right? Because this all started.
Oh, yeah, so
This
how'd it go?
like we've been arguing the whole time. You forgot I have actual information to share with you. Again, they asked Americans, would you rather be 5 times smarter, 5 times richer, or 5 times more attractive? It was very close. Richer and smarter were almost dead even. And 5 times more attractive brought up the rear.
So it came in dead last?
Yeah, but your
Yeah.
rear would be nicer if you were 5 times more
Oh,
attractive.
yeah, you'd have a nice little tight one.
So, I mean, it sounds like people don't care about how they look as opposed to how much money they have or what's going on inside of their brain.
All right,
which is-
I think that makes us less shallow.
but here's the thing. It's the opposite in real life. Because, like, people taking selfies with filters and posting them on social media, we see it every day.
Oh, yeah.
Spending money on clothes and makeup and other things to make themselves look
Lose
better.
weight, get in shape.
All that time could be spent learning something, working on some kind of side hustle to increase the money you have in your bank account. If we really value money and intelligence more, then why are we spending all of our time to make people think we're attractive?
Well, I mean, people also make you feel like they're smarter than they are too, though. I think that goes hand in hand with that what you were just talking about. I mean, think about everybody that will post something that they think, they did their own research and they know this and they reposted this because they think, everybody should think and feel this way. I think like people also kind of put themselves out there as being smarter than they are in the same way that they do with the filters and things.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. All right, 252 WCMF.
Yeah.
You want to watch a man end a marriage live on a radio?
No.
I have one last question.
Yeah.
That I'd like you to mull over. Because, for you, it was easy, right? Would you rather have 5 times more money, attractiveness, or intelligence? And you said money right away, not even a question. When it comes to your spouse, would you want them to be 5 times richer, 5 times smarter, or 5 times more attractive? Bet you wish you would have picked 5 times smarter a second ago, huh? Stupid. Which one?
Well, I mean, if you're with somebody, you already find them smart and you find them attractive.
Ideally.
So I think you would go for more money.
Okay.
I think money again. I think my answer would be money.
So the house that she moved you into, that's not good enough for you?
No, we have 5 times the house. I'd have 5 times more free house.
Well, and think of how many arguments start over money.
All of them.
All right.
And maybe
In a
take some
marriage?
of those out of the equation.
It's the number one thing that breaks up marriages and families.
All right, fair enough. So, Kimmy, you would argue you would take money then, too.
I think the other two would change your relationship too much.
Look at these clothes she's wearing.
What, are you talking about Kimmy Patches?
I'm taking the money.
All right. Easy. But let's say the money wasn't an option. You can choose your spouse being 5 times smarter or 5 times more attractive. Kimmy, which one are you choosing?
Well, I'm going to go with the one that would make them feel better.
No. It's your choice.
Right. But I'm saying in taking the more attractive, that's going to improve their life.
You listening to this crap right
because
here.
we just talked about how ignorance is bliss. So why would I take intelligence and have them just be constantly, worried about doom and gloom in the world?
All right, I'm going to ask you a tough
So you
question.
want him more attractive?
I
can't imagine what that would look like.
If you have to force
if we look
one
over
or
my
the
shoulder.
other.
Damn.
I mean, you're putting me in a no-win situation
I
because you have to
understand.
pick one or the other, and I guess I would think
More beef, baby. More hot beef.
More bit of beef.
Coming up. Ooh, the beef
I think
truck
the
just
other
pulled
one's
up.
going to change your relationship. They're going to become a different person if you pick intelligence,
All right.
potentially.
So
you're saying looks.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to say something from a hypothetical situation, and it's a hard truth.
It's going to be mean.
We all. Well, no, I think it's something we all need to explore inside ourselves.
All right.
Kimmy, are you sure that if your husband was 5 times more attractive all of a sudden,
Yeah.
that your relationship would stay your relationship?
I don't think either way you're guaranteed.
But what is more likely?
What do you mean?
If he was 5 times smarter,
I think
would he be
smarter
more likely to move on
because
to better
I just
pastures?
think-
Which one would break up the marriage?
Or more attractive?
I think smarter would immediately break up your relationship because you may not even have anything in common anymore.
That's a good one. It is like like if they're so far over your head.
If you can't even have a regular conversation day to day without them having to explain everything to you.
It'd be like if you came home one day and like your spouse decided to take up chain smoking. I'm gonna smoke all day long in this house. It'd be like that kind of an issue.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Then. Money's off. Would you rather your spouse 5 times smarter or 5 times more attractive?
I'm gonna go with chain smoking.
Wait, what happened? Whoa.
she's already smart.
Made a decision. She made a decision and she backed it up.
So you went with what?
Don't tell him. No. You had.
No. You went with attractive.
She's been
I was
talking.
gonna
You
say
went with
you just
attractive.
backed up my point.
Well, no, she went attractive.
Yeah.
Well, if I already find my wife attractive and she worked in the school system, so she's smart, I don't really have much leverage here. And neither do you.
What are you talking about?
Well, you don't either.
Oh,
You're an attractive doctor.
I will answer once you answer. Don't you try and spit out of this. Did you think that was going to work? Would you rather your wife be 5 times smarter or 5 times more attractive?
Tune in tomorrow and find out.
No, I mean, I think.
I'm going to go smarter.
Okay, why?
She might discover something to make us rich.
You just laughed at Eric for saying he was going to invent something.
Yeah, but he's so dumb and bucktooth.
You talking like dumb bucktooth Mater speaking, Eric?
And how would I tell you about Eric? All Erics suck.
Okay, can you Google?
Well, that may also work in his relationship because she may already think he's stupid. So, like,
You can't even say it without laughing.
So, like, what's the difference of her being even smarter?
Okay, let's put it this way. If she already thinks he's stupid, and she is a smart woman, if we multiply that times 5, it would be like being married to a 3-year-old.
Yeah, but like she might just tell me what to do and I'm off the hook.
Oh, how is that different than now?
I don't know.
That's what I mean. So maybe you did pick the smarter.
I would say take more. If there's no money involved, I would say take the brains.
I got to take 5 times more attractive.
Why?
Here's why. Because of
she's going to leave you.
No, it's what Kimmy just brought up. My wife, just like your wife, is already a very smart woman.
Yeah.
And I'm already struggling to hold on to words that she says. I make jokes and then she finds that funny and then it all kind of works out again, right? If she's 5 times smarter than she is now, I got no chance. I got a chance to hold on to her if she's even more attractive because of loyalty that I already have time and grade in the relationship. I could also be like, oh, let's never go out of the house ever again.
Yeah, that's flimsy, man.
Bro, I'm telling you, smart will hurt me more than more attractive.
But attractive doesn't bring anything home. Smart and money does.
Okay.
So what's going to park in your driveway? Money. It's smart. Get your new ride at I.
You're making
you're smart.
The argument I made initially that you said was the stupidest thing you've ever heard.
I changed my mind after Kimmy spoke about her hot husband. Beefy boy.
All right, let's take a beefy break.
Oh, I am right now.
He's actually looking over my shoulder.
I'm on a beef break.
I can't believe you didn't know this showed up. And I can't believe you didn't make it down to the
Why
airport
didn't they
to
talk
see
about it? Was it advertised?
I didn't see it until after it happened.
Well, usually like airport events are discussed.
Oh, it wasn't an event. It was what landed.
Well, that would be an event.
Well, I mean, it was an event for some people. I mean, so here's the thing. I don't know if this is traceable or if some folks that just normally sit at the airport
and wait for it.
Well, no, you wouldn't have known this was coming. Just got a massive surprise when they saw it. We'll tell you what it is.
I can't wait to hear.
Next here at the break room on 96.5 WCMF. I cannot believe you missed this yesterday.
Well, I didn't know what happened.
It's huge news. Huge news.
Was it? I watched the news. I didn't see no.
No, this is. Where do you think I got it from? The news.
All right.
You're hanging out in the break room. Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5 WCMF. I was actually on Thursday. We're just finding out about it now.
Okay.
The Rochester International Airport and Awning Symposium.
Yes.
Got a visit from Air Force Two.
How does that happen? So that means the vice president takes Air Force too?
So here's the thing. Actually, to be clear or to be definite, how do I put this? Because there's going to be people that call me like, no,
accurate.
Yeah, okay, thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you for giving me the accurate word for accurate. It's only Air Force Two when the vice president is on it. Just like it's only Air Force One when the president is on it.
Right, but it's still that plane.
Yes, well, there's a couple of planes designated as Air Force Two that can be Air Force Two.
Okay.
So, yes, this plane would be Air Force Two if the vice president was on it, and it was at the airport on Thursday.
Does it look like Air Force One or is it smaller?
Yeah, no, it looks like, I'm looking at a picture that somebody at the airport took as it was flying over them. Kimmy, I'm sure, can Google that. It would have to be a little smaller.
I would think, right?
What's the point of being president if you don't get the bigger plane?
Right.
You
don't get to bang the models.
What?
I think it's Nelly, isn't it?
What?
What's the sense of having the money if you don't?
Got you. Thank you.
Yes, Air Force 2 is smaller.
That'd be cool.
What? Seeing Air Force 2?
Yes.
Yeah, you blew it, buddy. Like, Air Force 2 would be the more rare plane to see, right?
Right, because, one gets all the pub.
Well, yeah, because it's got Air Force 1 in it. Because
when they shot Kennedy, Air Force 1, hey, bring 2 up, quick.
Well, actually, technically, when Lyndon B. Johnson got on the plane, it became Air Force 2 until he was sworn in, because he was sworn in on the plane, wasn't he?
Yeah, but on the tarmac.
Okay.
So when they were wheels up, that bird was Air Force 1.
But wait a minute, think about this, man. Based on the rules, it was Air Force 2 until he took the oath, and then it immediately became Air Force 1.
You're right.
Unless the president's body was on the plane.
Well, yeah, I think it's just transferring the power, right?
Well, yeah, but I'm saying...
And you still got the First Lady there.
But does she fly Air Force? Does the First Lady have her own plane?
No.
You sure?
No.
No, because the First Lady has to fly places without the president. I mean, there's
but they probably just have some kind of military plane.
What do you call that? Air Force 1.5? Air Force 3?
That's pretty low.
So it says the First Lady uses the Boeing C-32, a military aircraft.
You got to give her a seaplane? How insulting. Hey, honey, get in the seaplane with the rest of them. That's terrible how we treat our first ladies.
252 WCMF.
The seaplane.
252-9263. Again, with this plane that is used as Air Force 2 when the vice president is on it, she was not on board. And they say it was just a practice run, but no word on why the plane is in Rochester.
It be here?
Man.
Do they have it up in the air a bunch and they just have to land
Maybe.
and put fuel in? It's pretty cool.
Yeah, but they picked us.
Wow.
All the airport. That's pretty cool.
Maybe they picked a less busy airport.
Or are they coming? Is the vice president coming to upstate New York anytime soon? I mean, we are getting
campaign time.
We are getting campaign season, but I would think New York wouldn't really, nobody comes to New York.
Maybe First Lady will come. We'll get Air C.
252
with pilot Mike Catalano. You got to ask yourself, ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain, Captain Seaback, on Sea Force 1. Be landing in Rochester soon. You'll probably see the new roof of my house I've been talking about on TV. It's a quality roof. You might want to check it out for yourself.
Let me ask you a question. With Air Force 2 just showing up without any fanfare. By the way, there are those old guys that'll go down and park.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And
you probably see one growing up as a kid.
Oh, yeah. It was right
They're
down the
plane
street.
watchers.
Yeah. Like, this is the ultimate, I've been waiting my whole life for this moment.
And
for Rochester, yeah.
Especially if you didn't know it was going to show up. Let's say you were just there looking at planes
I would
that
freak
day.
out.
Okay, so there are some planes that you can track based on the, tail number?
Yeah.
Right?
But some you can't.
Well, so that's just it. There are some celebrities that have filed lawsuits because people will put out where their planes are going because it's public knowledge. Is Air Force 2 one that...
It's got to file under, security. They can't have that out.
It's got to file under security.
Yeah.
You don't have to say things, man. You could just say, I don't know.
It has to be secure. You think you're going to let Air C up there with Catalana as a target?
What would it sound like if Catalano was flying Air C while being undercover, not public?
This is your pilot. You got to ask yourself why we have to be so quiet right now. We're undercover. So keep your mouth shut and enjoy the flight. Thank you for flying Air C.
I thought the president's plane was traceable. Like you could follow it.
That doesn't sound right.
I thought it was.
No, they got to move him around quietly.
Hold on, wait a minute. When he went over, you remember when President Biden went over to Ukraine right after everything had started?
Yeah, that was quiet.
I thought the reason that they figured out he was on the way is because they started picking up that the plane was over Europe at one point.
Oh, that sounds dangerous. Because even like, all right, 9/11,
yeah,
when they had to get Bush out of there,
yeah,
they didn't know where he was or what he was doing. That plane vanished until they touched ground and made contact with somebody.
He was the only plane in the sky. Everyone knew where he was.
Kind of, you looked up. But they didn't tell you where he was going because it was top secret.
So it
like
seems...
that plane disappeared.
She has the answer.
I know.
And you won't let her
I'm giving you. Listen, I know Catalana. I know these things. You got to ask yourself,
It seems
what happened
like-
to George Bush?
Seems like Air Force One is traceable.
Why?
But it's not like on your standard like flight tracker or ways of looking up other things. You have to go through different.
That seems
avenues.
wildly dangerous.
Yeah, he's also surrounded by like fighter jets at all times.
Didn't help Harrison Ford.
Shut up.
Get off of my plane.
You damn dirt. No, wait, that's Planet of the Apes. Charlton
Similar
Heston.
actors.
They are, right? Between Nicolas Cage doing Con Air, Harrison Ford doing Air Force One, and Charlton Heston doing Planet
They're
of the
almost
Apes.
the same guy.
By the way, do you know there's a new Planet of the Apes movie that opened last weekend?
I just saw it advertised.
You gonna go see it?
Nah, I like the original. That was it. Ape 1 and 2 were good. 1 was amazing.
Ape 1 and 2?
No, you never saw stuff like that before.
Talking apes?
Yeah. You just did. Well, Lancelot Link, but that was about it.
Nobody knows who that is.
He was the secret chimp.
If you knew that Air Force 2 was coming to the airport and you had an hour's notice, would you have gone to go look at it?
I might slide over and have a little peek.
You serious?
It's a quality bird. It's one of your top birds.
Well, you're just going to see it landing and taking off.
That's the coolest part of a plane. Not the parking. No, I want to watch it taxi up to the jetway.
I meant you can't get close to
Right.
it, you
You
idiot.
can't go take a selfie with it.
No, but I want to see it. Just say I saw it.
But
I mean, I've only seen a handful of famous planes.
That's a lot.
And I want you to say
That's a
that
lot.
sentence back again and realize how sad that was. I've only seen a handful of famous planes.
Yes.
Well, name me the famous planes you've seen.
So the last one I saw was in West Palm Beach, and I'm going out to see a friend, and I didn't even think about it. I go, oh my God, there's Trump's plane.
Oh, is it Trump on the side of it?
Yeah, that's how I knew it was his. And it just parked there like by itself. But like that plane is everywhere. And it's like, hey man, that's a famous plane.
Okay, famous plane.
That's one of your top famous planes.
Okay, no, you're right. All right, give me another famous plane.
The blimp.
That's not a plane. That's a blimp.
Yeah, and
It's
everybody saw that.
It's an airship.
It's a plane. It's not a plane. It's
It's
called a
an
blimp. And literally
airship.
everybody saw. Okay, so that's
How
two.
many places have you seen the blimp? That would be more impressive.
Oh.
Once over his backyard during the riot.
Have you been at any other events where that blimp would have been there?
All right, so you've seen one famous plane, one famous blimp.
Oh, and I saw Apollo 12 from the shore when I lived as a kid in Florida.
Okay,
that's not a
that's
plane.
cool.
That's a spaceship.
That's a space plane.
You've seen one
I was gonna give him
famous
credit for
plane.
that.
No, it's a spaceship. You've
How
seen
many people could say they've seen a spaceship?
everybody that lived in Florida at that time.
They're all dead. Dead, I tells you.
Because of the damn dirty apes.
All right, so I saw one famous plane.
You've seen
Trump.
one famous plane in your life.
Trump. But that's a big one.
Okay. All planes are big.
No, but that big known plane.
Recognizable plane.
Yeah. Oh, and I saw. I got a good one, bro. But everybody saw it.
What?
The Concorde when it came here.
Okay, everybody
For the
saw
Ryder
it.
Cup.
I
You
saw
didn't?
yes, I did.
No, I thought you couldn't afford it.
couldn't afford to look up.
Your father made you move. You had to leave the house that day. We can't afford to look up no famous plane.
We come back, wrap it up. Tell you what we're doing tomorrow next here in the break room on CMF. That's going to be a wrapperoo.
Radio Monday Wrapperoo.
For a Monday break room CMF that makes tomorrow Tuesday. You know what that means?
Yeah. Where they whining in the hood with Kimmy?
We got Kimmy's got her neighborhood post you guys have been sending her. She has removed street names and town references. She's going to read it out loud. You, me, everybody that can hear us right now. We're going to listen.
Well, you have to listen.
And because we know every stereotype about every town, village, neighborhood in the greater Rochester area, we're going to figure out where they whining. We're going to do it just after 9 o'clock tomorrow. My sole purpose for existing from this moment now
swing and a miss
until tomorrow is to win where they won.
There have been quite a few stars added to the board since your last win, which was before we even had the star chart.
The week before the star chart. The week before the star chart.
Yeah, it was like the early 90s.
Shut up.
Yeah. Stop talking. I want to start too. Tell me you're just starting stupid.
Bro, you got
and he wears bowling shoes.
You got 1 star.
What does that say about you?
3 months
you're
ago.
You're less of a star than me.
Yeah, I will always be a bigger star than you, buddy. Watch me shine.
Look at these shoes, buddy.
We got to get out of the way. For Kimmy, keep poking the bear. Because one day... keep poking.
Was not poking the bear. I was simply informing people of what the star chart looks like.
No, bears are hairy, as you can see over my shoulder in this calendar.
Oh, you trimmed up for that.
Oh, he shaved?
Yeah.
You shaved his back, you're right.
Yep.
Yeah, they got that new mower.
That is what I feel like I'm doing when I shave his back sometimes.
For Tommy Muley, who just found the newest side gig he's been looking for, Kimmy's husband's back trimmer.
I could be a back boy.
You can fill in if you want.
You a back boy?
I could be a back boy.
We got to get you a step stool. Get all the way up in the peaks of back boy. Big old beefy peaks.
Didn't they cancel that show?
No, he was my favorite Catskills comedian. Beefy Peaks. Open for red buttons. My name's Pat Duffy. We'll see you tomorrow morning in the break room, 6 a.m. at 96.5 WCMF.